All right, welcome everyone to Dew's Paid League Season 3. I am your caster for tonight. My name is Annie, and of course, we will be witnessing 18 different teams from 3 different countries going at it, battling against each other for $100 prize pool. And once again, let's just take a look at the prize pool distribution. The most valuable player will get $10,000. $10. Third place will get $15. Second place will get $25. And first place will be getting $50. And of course, let's say hi to the 18 teams that will be participating tonight. And of course, flying the flag of Sri Lanka, we have VENRC, ISSL, NOOB Alliance, RLX Esports, Mafia Gang, TGR Esports, Bullet Track, VIP OMA, SNR Esports, and PRONTORA XERXES. And for those flying the Maldives flag, we have OPZ Esports, AKAZAYA Esports, DCM Syndicate, DCM Unfazed, KH Esports, TTS Esports, 2MS Esports, and those are the Maldives flag flyers. And of course, we also have those teams that are from Cambodia, which are namely NF Esports, Raid Shadow Club, UFO Esports, and UFO Gangs. And so, our first map of tonight would be in Erangel, of course. And so, we will be having 5 maps tonight. This would be Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, Miramar again, and we will end with Erangel. And so, our flight path is going from the west to east. It's a little biased towards the south, and so these teams they might not be able to access Zarki, Stalber, and the likes that easily. But yes, we can see that the circle, however, is going towards more of the center part of Erangel. And so these players, these teams, they won't have a incredibly hard time tonight. But yes, it looks like so a lot of these squads prefer the eastern side of Erangel, which will be a little bit of trouble because the circle kind of biases towards the western side, but they will figure that out later. As long as they secure those vehicles and rotate into the area before the circle closes in. But it looks like we can see some early game engagement somewhere around the map. But it seems that UFO, however, UFO gang, it seems they have spotted another squad nearby and they are shooting at them. But it seems that they already lost one member of their team. But however, they already have 2 eliminations to their name, which is a good start. But still, they have a numbers disadvantage now. But all the while, RLX has found 2MS Esports as well. And so they are going at it somewhere there in the map. But so far, it looks like OPZ Esports, they're not faring very well, however. They lost 2 members already, but they did get 1 elimination. Over here, AKAZAYA Esports also found their way into an early game engagement. They have spotted members of another squad nearby. And so, actually, it seems that RLX isn't faring so well. They have run into DCM Syndicate, and RLX completely gets wiped out from this first map, and it hasn't even been 3 minutes into the game. And so unfortunately, we will be seeing them in the next map, and for now we are down to 19 teams and 68 players. But it's not done yet. DCM Unfazed also finds their way to an early game engagement. It seems that they're trying to shoot from over here, the top of a building towards the distance, but so far none of those bullets will be connecting. But that won't be it won't be long before they get their first elimination, hopefully. But right now, Shamatu trying to get some positions in place, but he's not gonna find it. He's not gonna find a good location for now. And it seems that we are a little bit in a standstill because these teams, so far, it's a little bit quiet because the kill feed isn't showing up any knocks or eliminations. And so for now, we will be expecting that the circle will be closing in on stage 1. And of course, in the usual Erangel spirit, we will be having a little bit of a quiet game in the mid game. Everyone will be trying to get some resources in the bag. And just as I was saying, TGR Esports does find FZ Rex floating in the water, and that just means a sitting duck target practice and Rex goes down. And will that be a confirmation? TGR Esports can get that confirmation very, very soon. And so, actually, he doesn't find that confirmation. Is he waiting for someone to try to revive their players? But all the while, OPZ gets eliminated as well. We're down to 18 teams in this first map. And so TGR Esports spots 2CB on a distance. Readies that grenade. Will he find that shot? Will he deal that damage? That won't be the case for now. So, actually, this map, everyone is out for blood so early on. And that's a surprise because Erangel is a huge map. And so the chances of running into each other are quite slim. But so far, teams just taking a look at the table here, there's a lot of teams that lost several members. Even 2MS is only a solo player left. And over here, TTS, FZ, they both need players on the revive. And that's the same for AKZ as well. And so we're back. We're back to a standstill, but Mafia Gang says no. We spot TTS and we want those eliminations for ourselves. And so they're shooting at them, but DCM Unfazed has their own story to tell as well. 1 versus 1, and he gets that elimination. Unfazed, will they get another? Will they get another? There is one knocked down player on the other side of this wall, but DCM Unfazed, he's all alone in this building. But another player comes to the rescue. Will those shots connect? 1 versus 1, but he takes a lot of damage instead. Behind his door, there are two. But one's down. Will he get the elimination? Oh no, he gets knocked down instead, and so 2CB, DZM Unfazed rather. There's one member needing that revive, but all the while, Hunter comes to the rescue, tries to get those eliminations in the bag, shoots at the door, gets 2. Wow, that is 4 eliminations to the side of DZM Unfazed. And now, they're just resetting. They're just trying to revive everyone else. And all the while, TGR will be, I believe this would be the 4th team, or the 3rd team rather, that gets eliminated completely from this map. And so, it's quite early into the Erangel game as well. But so far, already there are 3 teams that are out of the game. And so, that's just telling how out for violence these 20 teams are. And that's just something that I'm so excited to see. And so, we're down to 56 players left. And so, we might be going, hopefully, to a quieter part of the game. And so everyone will have to get those vehicles and try to rotate into the eastern part of the map. Because as we saw during the flight path, actually, a lot of these squads landed towards the the eastern side of the map. And so they will have to get their vehicles and they would have to secure some positions, some locations before everyone else will try to rotate into the area. Because securing your locations very early on just gives you that edge, that advantage in order to potentially gatekeep those who would try to rotate in the later part of the game. And so for now, in the school, it seems that KAH Esports hasn't really ran into anyone just yet. And over here, SNR Esports doing well as well, but they are not one of those teams that managed to run into an early game engagement. And so for now, in Erangel, we're still seeing yes, we're seeing a lot of teams that have the numbers disadvantage already. But all the while, since they took that risk into the early game engagements, look at here. A lot of teams already have 4 eliminations to their name. Namely, FZ and we can see later on in the table. But for now, looking at the circle, it's biased towards the center this time. And there's a lot of water involved actually. We can see that the river runs through around the middle part of the circle. And we can see that a lot of these teams are trying to rotate into the area already. And so, we are going to near the mid part of the game. And we can expect that it might be a little bit quiet. But that won't be the same for Raid Shadow Club. However, we can see that there is one member of another squad. Do they have the information that there is someone lurking nearby? It seems that they are a solo player too. And so whether or not they can find that player, that's something that we'll find out very soon. But for now, it seems that they haven't got that information. I don't think they know that player's over there, and so they will be rotating out of the area, trying to get a better position. And that would be the end for now for Raid Shadow Club. And so we'll take a look at another squad. That would be AKAZAYA Esports, the last man standing in his squad. And so Raid Shadow Esports, they are storming into this building. We can see that there was some kind of utility being used, and one member of the opposing squad actually has a grenade in hand. And so Akazaya Esports, you can tell that he's just hiding behind this door for his life. And so whether or not he will be spotted, whether or not he'll be just another elimination, another statistic to the other squad's name, we'll just have to wait and see. But Sean Kings, he was so close. But they are erring on the side of caution. They don't know if there's someone else in the building, but for now, we can see some grenades going in. But Akazaya Esports, he's outside of the building. Manu is outside of the building. He has a DBS in hand, and he goes for shooting. But in the end, he loses. He loses 4 against 1, and unfortunately, that would be the end of Akazaya Esports for now. Raid Shadow Club, however, they had one member needing that revive, and so that's just telling on how skilled Manu was in that 4 versus 1. Although he had very slim chance of surviving that, still landing that knock was amazing. But over here, DCM Unfazed, they must have heard that ruckus. They must have heard those grenades. They must have heard those gunshots, and so they know some out there. There's a squad that potentially won an engagement, and they're probably still recovering from that. And so Shamatu over here taking their position, trying to see if they can find a pickoff, they can find some elimination to their name. Because so far they're doing well. Their squad has 4 eliminations. But Rex over here, he got picked off early on and he's now disconnected, and so it'll be up to these 3 to put some points into their name, to their squad's name, however. But taking a look at the table, once again, it seems we have 4 teams with 4 eliminations to their name, namely RSD, FZ, Syndicate, and UFOG. And so, taking a look at the other squads, however, Mafia's one member had their health dropped so much, they must have spotted another squad, but so far no one's showing up in the kill feed, and so everyone walks away with their lives for now. But taking a look at some of these squads, however, for example, 2MS is just a solo player for now, and a lot of these teams only have 3 players left in their squad. But taking a look at ISSL NOOB Alliance, it seems that they have spotted members of Mafia from afar, and they are trying to shoot. They are trying to get those bullets to connect, but so far their position isn't so ideal for that kind of engagement just yet. And so it seems that Mafia, they'll be safe for now, but the other squad, they have that information. ISSL has that information, and Mafia Gang has known their location. They have heard those gunshots, and so that information is ready for them. And so whether or not they will act upon that, we will just have to wait and see. But for now, another elimination, another elimination goes in, and 2MS completely gets eliminated from the picture. Because we know a while ago, actually I mentioned 2MS was only a solo player a while ago, and so they probably got picked off, and unfortunately that would be the end for their squad for tonight. But over here, Mafia Esports, it seems that they are taking their position as well, but Bullet Track haven't had any chances of an early game engagement, and so for now they have spotted. They can hear those vehicles. They can hear those vehicles going, and so Scout 18 over here trying to get the scope in, trying to see any potential pickoffs, but he won't be able to find that just yet because it's not ideal. It's not ideal to shoot and reveal your location without being sure that you can land those eliminations for real. But over here, it seems that they are a 3-man squad for now. One player did get picked off, probably in an early game engagement, but so far they don't have any eliminations to their name. Saying hi to TS Esports as well. They are a 3-man team. It seems they have lost Shafu. somewhere along the line. But so far, it seems that UFO finds a knock on their side. Will that be an elimination? We might be able to see that later on. But for now, it seems that PX has one member needing that revive. And so UFO does get another knock on their side, but PX throws a Molotov and they get a knock on their own, and so UFO needing one member on the revive, but they do have 3 eliminations to the near. UFO Esports, grenade in hand, and PX inside this building. They will be in trouble once this grenade hits. And now another team eliminated, KH on another side part of the map, and UFO Esports, they find that elimination, but it's not over just yet. Behind this building, there are other members of PX. Will UFO get another elimination to their name? So far, they have 4. They found one a while ago. Grenades going in, utilities going in, lots of explosions, lots of smokes. But so far, the kill feed isn't saying anything for now, but Nehan is one elimination to the name of UFO, and with that final kill, PX is completely eliminated by the hands of UFO Esports. UFO Esports walks away with 4 more eliminations to their name. But over here, Bullet Track, they might find their own engagement as well. Red, I believe that is a RSD actually. At the distance, in the other part of this compound, Bullet Track and RSD, they have most of their members up. Actually, Bullet Track have 3 members still standing, but on the other hand, RSD does have that numbers advantage. But still, this is gonna be a long distance engagement if ever it happens. But we can see some grenades being thrown. Our Raid Shadow Club, will they find an elimination? But they will be throwing their grenades of their own. MD in the other side of this compound. How will they respond to the grenades being thrown at their direction? It seems that no bullets will be shot for now. But there would be some utilities being thrown. And no one is showing up in the kill feed just yet. But one member of Raid Shadow Club was very low on health a while ago, but they managed to heal themselves up. And so everyone has their resets done, but it's not over just yet. Raid Shadow Club, they want those eliminations, so they're throwing those smokes, trying to get another position in, trying to get some kind of entrance, some kind of a way to secure those eliminations to their name. But so far, they won't be finding that just yet. But in the other part of the map, it seems that there are some other engagements going on. FZ needing one player on the revive, but Bullet Track, they find those bullets as well. At the distance, they see a third party trying to come in, but they are out in the open. They are out in the open field, and so they are in a bit of trouble. Bullet Track, however, very good position behind this trench in this canal, and so they can see that moving vehicle, and that is a potential pick-off, but he won't be getting that elimination just yet. So far, Bullet Track still 0 eliminations to their name, and they have the numbers disadvantage. They lost 1 member already. On the other hand, ISSL NOOB Alliance, and so not a noob, however, because they already have 5 eliminations to their name, and they are planning to get some more, coming in as the 4th party practically between Bullet Track and a Raid Shadow Esports, Raid Shadow RSD rather. And so we'll be seeing how these 3 squads will go at each other. But so far, Syndicate finds their own knock as well in some other part of the map. And Bullet Track Esports, they're not done just yet, trying to get those scopes and trying to line up those crosshairs into potential eliminations. But so far, DCM Syndicate doing quite well. They have 5 eliminations to their name, and they are at this elevation over here. So such a good spot, trying to get those bullets to connect. But so far, they will be finding 1 more elimination. And so far, NRC, another team, gets eliminated completely out of the picture, and all the while FZ as well. That just leaves 11 more teams in the running in this game. Raid Shadow Club, it's not over just yet, but NDT, they got hit by a grenade point blank, and they are needing that revive now. And so all he can do is really just hide in a corner in the building and wait for his teammates to come get him. But so far, his teammates, they won't have that luxury of coming to his rescue because they are busy trying to fight off pretty much like two different other squads surrounding them. But so far, UFO also finds a knock on TTS on the other side part of the map. And so this game is actually so full of action. Everywhere in the map, we can see some sort of violence. UFO Esports, grenade in hand, throws at it. And they get hit by another grenade, however, but Fioso says it's not gonna stop me, but it does stop him in the end because he gets a knock, he goes down, and UFO Esports stoned over here. He has his eyes on TTS behind that boulder. Will he get those damage? Will they get the damage that he needs? It seems that won't be the case for now, but UFO Esports, 8 eliminations to their name. These teams are on fire. Mafia Gang taking that damage as well. One player needing that revive, but there are 3 members left standing. And now for that rotate, trying to get this, trying to reset their locations, trying to reset their positions, trying to find another way to approach this engagement. But so far, it seems that the kill feed has been quiet for now. Taking a look at the table, it seems that Mafia has 1 player needing that revive, but SNR, they're not doing well, so they need 2 members on the revive, but UFO Esports are not done with TTS just yet, bombarding them with everything that they have, and TTS goes down, and that is a whole elimination by the hands of UFO Esports. UFO Esports walks away with 9 eliminations to their name, and they've only lost 2 players so far. And so, UFO Esports, so far doing great, but there's still 9 teams left in the running. But SNR gets picked off completely as well with that DBS, the last nail in the coffin. And so, we're down to 9 teams and 29 players in the first map, in this first Erangel map. Taking a look at Raid Shadow Club, they're still in the same area, but they see some vehicles coming in, but ISSL nearby. Will Sean King find that elimination? He was so close. He's gonna jump into this building. He's gonna find that elimination to his name. And so, now it's not over just yet. ISSL NOOB Alliance, they want those eliminations, but in the end, 1 member goes down again on their side, and they're down to 2 members left. Raid Shadow Club, however, all 4 members left standing. They do have numbers advantage. They have a lot of eliminations to their name, and so this will be interesting. This will be interesting because over here, Scout 18 in this same area, but trying to get those pickoffs, trying to gatekeep DCM Syndicate, who is trying to rotate into the area. Pew Pew over here needing that revive, but Orpheus is just by the corner. And so they will be walking away with all 4 members still left standing. However, that circle is approaching really quickly, and it is circling around Pochinki. So this will be an interesting last few minutes of the match. And so UFO versus UFO gets a knock on one side, but that grenade will take down 1 as well. For here, UFO Gang, they need 1 player on the revive, and 1 player got completely eliminated, but they do have 8 eliminations to their name. But we can see that another team gets wiped out. That would be NF. NF will say goodbye for now. We'll be seeing them in the next map. But for now, 7 more teams left standing. Syndicate, RSD, UFO Gang, Mafia, ISSL, BT, and OMA. And speaking of VIP, they spot UFOG from a distance, gets 1 knock. Will he get another one? It seems that UFOG, they have the time to revive their down member, and so they will do that for now. They'll be walking away with all of their squad still alive, but will we say the same thing for the likes of RSD and Mafia, each needing 1 member on the revive? UFOG finds another knock on their side, however. VIP OMA throwing those grenades in. Will he find the damage that he needs? So far, the kill feed says no, but he throws another grenade, tries again, and still doesn't hit anyone. And so another one goes in. He's running out of resources, and so he has to be smart about this. But UFO, he doesn't know UFO isn't in that area, and so for now, UFOG, they are out of the woods, but they do need to heal up. And so just taking a look at that map, Look at how small that circle is, and you knowing that there's still 20 players left in the game. 7 teams still standing. And so, for now, it's a little bit quiet. Everyone is resetting their positions. It's it's hard for these 7 teams because it's such a small area and they know that there's still so many people left in the running. But RST does find that knock on their side, and that is a complete elimination as well. Will that be the end for BT? That would be the case. BT completely gets eliminated from the picture. Now we're down to 6 teams. And so some grenades being thrown from all sides of the map. This is such a small place for 17 players to be, but there are a lot of buildings, and so there is a lot more land area to hide in. ISSL finds the knock on the side of Syndicate, and Orpheus goes down, but ISSL, they're not doing well either. But Jimmy right here, with that great reaction time, gets one down to the side of Syndicate, but will he get another one? It seems that that would be a complete elimination for the side of Syndicate, but that won't be the end for their squad just yet. Pew pew outside with the grenade in hand, he says, I'm gonna get revenge for the deaths of my squad members. But over here, VIP Oma, they're still up in the running with all 4 members left in their squad. But however, they only have 2 eliminations to their name. And if you compare that to the other squads, for the likes of UFOG and RSD, they both have 8 eliminations to their name. Even Syndicate has 9. Doing really well in this game. And if you are the likes of Oma with only 2 eliminations, you gotta step up if you want a chance to get a taste of that prize pool. And so far, Oma over here, they heard me. They get one knock on the side of UFO, but will that be a complete elimination? Speaking of complete elimination, it seems that that was the end of Pew Pew and Syndicate. We will be seeing them in the next map for now, but UFOG falls as well. And so we're down to 4 teams, 10 players left in the running in this Erangel map, and we are in stage 8 of the circle. And so that damage, look at the damage that's been dealt by the players getting punished by the circle. But over here, SHX from MAFIA Gang gets hit point blank by that grenade. But so far, it's a good thing that there are members of his squad nearby. But RSD, it seems that they are eliminated as well. Now we're back. We are down to 3 teams. 8 players left standing. That would be between Oma, ISSL, and Mafia. VIP Oma throwing those grenades at Mafia. Mafia so far trying to reset their positions, but in a blink of an eye, it seems that VIP Oma wins this first winner chicken dinner. And congratulations to VIP Oma. Just taking a look at their overall rank, of course, they ranked number 1 with 11 total eliminations and total points of 21. Their whole team has managed to deal a total damage of 1,809 and match points, of course, of 21. This is the first map, and this is the first chicken dinner. And so far, for the other teams, of course, we know that there are 5 maps coming up. 4 more maps coming up. And so these other teams, they do have a lot of chances to try to get some points into the leaderboards. But these are your individual team stats. Total eliminations was 11, but Tfue having 4, Hexel having 2, Octane actually having 1, and Mug having 4 eliminations. They all contributed to the total eliminations to their team. And just taking a look at the damage, actually, it was pretty spread out throughout the team. And that just means it's a team effort for all 4 involved, all 4 players involved. And so we see 75 eliminations, 81 knockouts, 8,940 total healings, 12 grenade eliminations, 35 assists, and 2 vehicle eliminations. And so that's typical of Erangel, of course. And over here, we are comparing VIP Oma versus RST. Just taking a look at the damage, it seems that Raid Shadow Club does have more damage to their side. But Oma over here, they have 12 knocks as well. But we have the match MVP as well for our first match. And that would be RSD's Sean King. I believe that was Sean King. And with 5 eliminations and a damage of 972, that is just fitting for our first MVP of the night. And these are our top fraggers. Of course, Sean King having 5, and coming in second would be Tfu from VIP Oma with 4. Mug from Oma as well having 4. Jimmy from ISSL having 4 as well. But UFOG, they have one player having 4 eliminations. That would be Crookouts, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But congratulations to these top 5 fraggers of tonight. And so, of course, we know Oma did bag the winner chicken dinner. And so they have 21 total points from this map. Raid Shadow coming in with 13. ISSL having 12, as well as Mafia Gang having 12. DCM Syndicate having 11. And so, UFO Gang with 11, UFO Esports having 9, Bullet Track having 5, Unfazed with 4, RLX and NF having 3 each, DPZ, TTS, and TGR having 1 each. And unfortunately, we have 4 teams that walk away with nothing for this map. That would be namely VE, NRC, 2MS, SNR, and PRONTORA X Esports. And so, of course, I mentioned a while ago that we will be having 5 maps tonight. Our first map was Erangel with VIP Oma bagging the first winner chicken dinner. And later on, we will be seeing Miramar, Sanhok, Miramar, and Erangel again. And so, that was the end of our match number 1, and we will be seeing the first Miramar map later on. But before we go do that, we will be going on to a short break. And so for those of you tuning in, don't go anywhere. We'll be seeing you in a few minutes. And welcome back. We are back to Dew's paid series season 3. And of course, we just witnessed our first map, our first Erangel game. And so we will be moving on to match number 2. We will be seeing Myanmar next time. And so once again, just a little recap. Of course, our first winner chicken dinner went to VIP Oma, and they had 11 eliminations to their name before the game ended, and they also bagged 10 placement points, and so that totaled to 21. And so that's a very good start for VIP Oma, but just taking a look at the other teams, however, they also did really well. They bagged a lot of eliminations. And so this will be a pretty heated tournament for tonight. And so, just taking a look at this first Miramar map, it seems that that flight path will be going from the southern west part of this Miramar map, going up all the way to the northeastern part, where Campo Militar is potentially accessible to these squads. And so whether or not someone will try to land at that area, it's something that we will just have to wait and see. But for now, it seems that a lot of players aren't favoring the southern part of the map. They are trying to land over here around where Los Leones is. But that circle, just as I said, Los Leones, it formed at the southern part of this map, and so very soon, these squads, now that they know where the circle is, they'll try to land somewhere nearby, somewhere in the southern part of the map. And it seems that unlike the last map, unlike the previous map, it seems that these squads are finally a little bit more spread out. And maybe, just maybe, the reason for the very many early game engagements in the previous map is because they all landed around the eastern side of the map for some reason. But so far right now, it seems that actually VNRC and actually there are three different squads in this area, and a while ago VNRC, they also had another squad nearby, and so we might be seeing another early game engagement. Just as I was saying, KH finds their first kill, and VNRC, they lost one member from their side. So KH solely gets the first blood of this game against VNRC. So not looking very good for their side, but it's not
Locked
over
and
just that.
loaded.
KH is solely, they know that someone's inside this building, and so he will be trying to get that second elimination to his name. And so over here, another member of VNRC trying to hide behind this building, but will he have the gun to get that first pick off, that first early game engagement? Because so far, that gun is not looking really good. And so, just as I was saying, it seems that he gets shot down, needs that revive. And will that be a complete elimination? It's something that we'll be seeing later on. And so ISSL as well, actually, they ran into UFO, and so ISSL Noob Alliance trying to get those shots to connect, trying to see if he can find that elimination to his name. But so far, UFO, they are responding with grenades. They have a grenade in hand, and so will that deal any kind of damage, any sort of damage? That's something that we're not seeing right now. But ISSL Noob Alliance trying to take positions, trying to get those eliminations to their name. But UFO, they have positioned themselves inside this building, tries to throw a grenade, but that won't hit anyone. That will hit someone from UFO. However, ISSL Noob pushing inside, getting two from UFO. That is the third elimination to their squad, and a complete elimination for UFO. They are the first team to go down in this Miramar map. But however, it's not over just yet. Just taking a look at the kill feed, it seems that 2MS loses one member, gets eliminated. But over here, Bullet Track versus AKZ. It's not over just yet, and there's a third party as well. That would be RSD. And so, this Miramar map won't be like your typical Miramar map, because you'd expect that it would be quiet in the first part of the game. But you can see right here, 2MS gets completely eliminated. And so, that is something that we won't be seeing. We won't be seeing a typical Miramar map tonight as well. We saw that in Air Angle. There's a lot of action going on. And so, for now, VIP Oma just taking a look at their squad. It seems that they already have one elimination to their name. And so, they're doing really good. They were the winner of the winner chicken dinner for the first map. And so, all eyes on them for now, because they do have the highest amount of points in the leaderboards for now. But OPS Esports over here just trying to get position. And so far, they're faring the best in terms of gathering resources because there's no one else nearby. But the UFO gang, however, they might potentially run into another squad. It seems that they are quite near. It's probably just a one or two buildings away, and they probably have that information. They know that there is someone nearby, and so we can see UFO gang trying to take position, and that is actually VIP Oma in the distance. Aaron right here in the top of the building. They have a pretty good position to try to get some pickoffs. But over here, UFO gang screw cuts in trouble, burning in the Molotov, and that would be a complete elimination to their side now. Two members down, two left to go on the side of UFO gang, but UFO gang, they're trying to shoot, trying to get some bullets to land on Hexel. Hexel goes down, gets knocked. And that's down for the side of VIP Oma. Will that be a complete elimination? However, that won't be the case for now. But Hexel is very far away from the other three players in their squad. But if you VIP going in for the rescue, but that would be a little bit risky. They have to go through the open field. But for now, Octane trying to get into position, spot some members of UFO. And so will he get that pick off that he needs? Will he get that elimination that he needs? It's something that we'll find out later. For now, Raid Shadow Club, one member needing that heal. But grenades out. And it's so far. Will that grenade hit a member? And that will be the end. That won't be the end, actually. That would be a knock on their side, however. Just trying to be indecisive with that grenade. Gets shot at instead. But for now, one member needing that revive. One already completely eliminated. But one elimination to the side of Raid Shadow Club, however. And so it's just a give and take for both of their sides. But behind this wall will be a potential 1v1. But Andy, none the wiser, gets knocked as well. But Hung sees the ruckus, gets this 1v1, needs to revive his fallen player as well. And so behind this wall, it might be a 1v1. But Sean King backs away really early, avoids that shot to the face. But Sin Hung, grenade in hand, he knows that there's someone downstairs. Throws that grenade. Will he get the damage that he needs? It seems that won't be happening for now, but it will be a mess inside this building. Sean King very low on health. He can't afford to get knocked down. There are only two left. Actually, Sean King is the last healthy member left standing in their squad, and so the last hope for this team. He will be pushing. Very risky move there, but he will be pushing downstairs. Over here, Bullet Track Store, however, also has their own skirmish to their side, and this is a complete elimination to the side of AKZ all the mile. Meanwhile, in some other part of the map, Bullet Track, however, Jin Boy for the win. Jin Boy trying to see if he can find any potential pickoffs with a grenade in hand. He might be able to get one, but he will be throwing it. There's no one over there. He doesn't have that information though. And so Bullet Track, they heard the ruckus in here. And so they probably had an inkling that there's someone here. There's someone in this building. And they will be right. In the 4th floor, there are members of Raid Shadow Club just waiting to gatekeep those stairs. But Bullet Track, they have the numbers advantage. And so if they try to push upward, Raid Shadow Club might be in a little bit of trouble. But Raid Shadow Club, they are prepared. They have the grenades in hand. And so Bullet Track, they are trying to push. Throws grenade first, and then they get traded with a grenade as well. No, that would be smoke, however, and sprays going in. But that won't be landing anywhere on their squad. But pushing into the top part of the building is Bullet Track. And Sean King is in trouble. All the while, NF gets completely eliminated from the picture as well. We're down to 16 teams and 55 players. But Raid Shadow Club going down one floor. Will this be a good decision? It seems that Raid Shadow Club trying to get those sprays in. Bullet Track also in trouble, however. Sean King already have 2 eliminations to their name. But Hung is also up as well. Right here, Bullet Track. 3 members down, 3 knocked down. Jin Boy for the win. Needs to revive the rest of his players. And all the while, we see one more eliminated team. And so, Bullet Track, with 5 eliminations to their name, doing pretty well, despite not even being 10 minutes into this map. And so, we will be probably, hopefully, going into a quieter part of the game. And so, in the true Miramar spirit, in the mid game, everyone has their resources in the bag, and so they also have their gears. Now, they will be trying to rotate into the circle with their vehicles because Miramar is a huge map. And so they have to secure locations early on in order to potentially gatekeep other squads. But over here, ISSL Noob Alliance, they have information. They probably have information that VIP Oma is nearby. And they actually ran into each other probably a while ago. But over here, Tfue trying to get the scopes in, but he is getting shot at, but he's hiding behind this these monster trucks wheels, and that was just giving the defense that he needs. But Jimmy over here, grenade in hand, but it won't land, don't deal any damage that he needs. But VIP Oma, they're still up in the running. ISSL, however, doing really well with 7 eliminations to their name. Lucifer trying to line those crosshairs in the member of Oma, but that Oma member gets knocked down, however, by the hands of Tfue. Will that be a complete elimination? That won't be happening just yet. ISSL, they are still out to eliminate the whole VIP Oma squad. And Tfue is in trouble. He's getting surrounded by all areas by the members of ISSL Noob Alliance. And ISSL Noob with 8 eliminations to their name. They're doing really well. All the while, Oma over here, though. Everyone else rotated out of the area. And it seems they actually split up. Because Hexel is all alone here. And he will be running into 2 members of another squad. But he's just making a ruckus right now. And potentially, those nearby players will hear that car making noise. And so whether or not they'll act upon that information, that's something that's left to be seen. But for now, PZ Esports having trouble with their car, however, but they're doing pretty well. They still have 0 eliminations, but in the bright side, they have all 4 members left standing. And that goes the same with Mafia Gang as well. And that goes the same actually with a lot of these teams. TTS, SNR, PX, they have the same story. They have all 5 members left standing. And a lot of these teams, they still have 0 eliminations for this map. But just taking a look at ISSL though, they're the one team that's still doing really well. They could have wiped out 2 different squads because they have 8 eliminations to their name. But so far, Bullet Track here is not done just yet, and they got 1 OMA member down. That's a complete elimination as well. There are 7 eliminations to the side of Bullet Track after that. But now, seems that they are all alone in this area, and so there's nothing left to be seen. They will have to rotate later on, try to get another location, and try to secure a location. But so far, we're still in stage 2 of the circle. That circle is closing in, and it will end up in 30 seconds. And so we'll be going on to stage 3 later on. But for now, seems a little bit quiet. Just taking a look at the table. Lots of health not moving at all, but a lot of members of different squads need to heal. Especially UFOG, they are the last man standing and they are only on half health. And just taking a look at the map, it seems that we are closing in on Los Leones and Chumacera. And so a lot of these squads will try to rotate into the area. And we can see stage 3 of the circles closing in around the outskirts of Los Leones. There's a lot of buildings to be had, but there's a lot of open fields as well. And over here, DCM Syndicate's Pew Pew with the gun at hand. Mafia Gang shooting at their direction, however. They do have that elevation, that high ground. But how long will that work? It seems that Mafia Gang only has a 1 elimination to their name, and they have their eyes set on Syndicate. Syndicate, they're not doing really well. They have the disadvantage in terms of location, but Mafia 1 member on the red, and Rocky needs that revive. So they will be pushing in. Demon X, however, behind the tree trying to heal themselves, but Cyan gets surrounded by all areas, and that will be the end for him for now. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems he manages to survive. This will be a 1 versus 1. Actually, this might be a 3 versus 1. Unless there are other members of Syndicate in his back, but Orpheus gets eliminated. That goes the same with AO as well. And Cyan gets knocked, and that would be the end of Syndicate. Now, we are down to 14 teams. 42 players left remaining. Just now, one person got eliminated, but Mark over here by VENRC gets sniped all the way from the top of the building by RLX Esports. PRONTORA XERXES in trouble as well. Neji needs that revive, gets knocked. NRC gets eliminated all the while. Fen right behind this wall. Will they be able to push in the building? It seems that won't be the case. PRONTORA XERXES, they're out of the woods for now, but we see potentially a grenade hitting fire point blank. That was the worst peak in the history of peaking. And now with their knockout on the side of PRONTORA XERXES, there's only one player left standing. And so whether or not he can heal the two down members, that's something that we'll see now, because it's in trouble. The other squad is pushing in, and Obito, that would be the end of their squad for now. Eliminated from the picture would be PX, and now we're down to 12 teams, but it's not over just yet. Bullet Track spots a member of TTS, shoots at them, those bullets connecting very beautifully. But there is a potential third party as well. And so, Bullet Track, they have given away their location. With all those bullets being shot in their other squads, they know that they're there. All the while, UFOG gets wiped out as well. We're down to 11 teams and 35 players. And so, 16 minutes into the game, some things are going really well for now. And just taking a look at the squads, it seems that a lot of these teams still have all 4 members left in the standing, but that's not gonna be the same for TTS, however, with OPZ shooting at them. But so far, they only have 2 eliminations to their name, and so they would be resetting. There's another squad in the elevation of this area, and so they have the location disadvantage. But that's not gonna stop them for trying to connect those bullets in. And so far, we're gathering resources once again and just looking at the table. Lots of teams still have a full roster in their name. And just taking a look at the eliminations as well. Kudos to the likes of ISSL with 9 eliminations already. And so far, we're seeing that circle is closing in on a lot of open fields. A lot of open fields, not a lot of buildings. Maybe the outskirts of Los Leones, maybe yes. But for now, there's a lot of open fields. There's a lot of potential grenade battles that will be happening in the late game. But all the while, RLX finds their own eliminations, finds their own knocks as well. And so, that's one vehicle elimination on the side of RLX. But KH, they're not out of the woods just yet. RLX is not done with them. And so this would be an elevated battle between the two squads. KH versus RLX. RLX Dila 31 is getting shot at in his own vehicle. And so will that end well for them? It seems that Sana AF is in another part of the area. Actually, it was his other squad mate that was in the distance trying to shoot some bullets in. But for now, Aladdin taking this position behind his car, and OPZ is at a distance. And so he's all alone actually in his squad. He's all alone, but they do have 8 eliminations to their name. They're doing really well. ISSL NOOB Alliance, however, they have 9 eliminations to their name, and they have all 4 members still left standing. So far, this is potentially the best performing team so far in this map, and so that's a good start for this squad. We are 2 maps in out of 5. And so ISSL NOOB Alliance, although they do have 9 points already to their name, they still have their eyes set on FX from a distance. They have that information, and so they will act upon it. And whether or not they'll get those eliminations that they'll need, we'll see sooner or later. Grenades being thrown at the side of FZ, trying to connect those bullets as well. But so far, no one's going down from either side. The kill feed is still a little bit quiet. ISSL, they are employing some sort of a split push. They're taking position all around where FC is. But all the while, OPZ is not done with MD Aladdin. The last man standing in his squad gets bombarded by grenades in 2 different areas. But so far, he dodges all that damage. Aladdin doing really well, but he gets knocked down in the end. And that would be the end of BT. Bullet Track. Now we're down to 9 teams with the death of Aladdin. But TGR gets eliminated as well. They do walk away with 3 eliminations, however. And so, ISSL once again, they did not come back from that engagement fruitful, and so they will try to rotate into the circle very early on. It seems that they are potentially the first squad that rotated into the area. This is stage 5 of the circle, and so that damage would be dealing a lot of damage. Rocky might be in trouble here. Gets eaten up by the circle, but that elimination would give credit to FZ, however. Mafia, that is their complete elimination. Thobs, however, of RLX gets shot at, and so he has to reset here. Try to get those heals in the way first. But now we are 8 teams in. 22 players left standing. We are 20 minutes into the game. RLX Esports spots some movement from the area and tries to get those bullets to connect, and he gets 2 knocks on their side. Spots a 3rd player, gets a 3rd knock as well, but will that be an elimination? They're trying to crawl into each other, trying to deny that elimination. But so far, RLX doing really well, trying to get those eliminations back. Gets 1. FZ in trouble. He just needs to find that last squad member in order to wipe out their whole team. And Thob's doing really well so far. But for now, OPZ, one eliminated player in their roster, but they do have 5 eliminations in their name. And that is the end. Somewhere around the map, TTS gets eliminated as well. And so we're down to 6 teams and 19 players. Just taking a look at the table, it seems that ISSL, RLX, and SNR, they have all 4 members left standing. But that's not gonna be the case for RLX for long, with 1 member needing that revive. Whether or not that member will keep standing, will keep playing in this Miramar map, that's something that we'll see later on. But for now, ISSL also needs to revive 1 player, but they have their eyes set on members of FZ from a distance, riding that vehicle, trying to get those bullets to connect, but that won't be happening just yet. The kill feed doesn't show any knocks, the kill feed doesn't show any eliminations, but it's not gonna stop Razor from trying though. Fuch goes down by the hands of Razor, and so far, ISSL NOOB, they don't find that confirmation that they need, and so they will be taking another position, trying to get a better position from this area. But FC finds that they have another member that gets knocked, and so we see another elimination. That would be the end for KH for now, and now we're down to 5 different teams left in this Miramar map. Now we are stage 5 of the circle. Everyone is trying to rotate into the area. 22 minutes into the game. 16 players left standing. In RLX, they spot another squad, however, but trying to get those bullets to connect against ISSL. But will that happen? Will there be eliminations to the name of RLX Esports? It seems that FZ, however, they got 1 member left. They had 1 member left, and they got eliminated by RLX Esports. And so we are down to 4 teams, 15 players left in the game. So far, OPZ has the numbers disadvantage. They only have 3 members left, but Lucifer, however, trying to get those bullets as well. Trying to shoot at and get those sprays in. But they won't be finding that elimination just yet. And so we are in a bit of a standstill. ISSL, however, doing really well with 11 eliminations. If you guys have any bets on who will win this winner chicken dinner, don't forget to make noise in the comment section. But for now, it seems that ISSL finds another knock on their side. SNR Esports in a bit of trouble. They need to revive AC over here, but they do have that luxury of doing just that. For now, OPZ down to 2 players. Actually, it might be 3, but 1 player needs that revive. But no, OPZ does have 2 players left standing. And SNR, 1 player needing a lot of healing in their side. But for now, Playzone takes 1 from OPZ. And for now, RLX Esports also getting shot at, everyone taking damage from all sides. And it's a mess inside this very small circle. still 9 players left standing. SNR getting sprayed out by RLX Esports. And that would be a complete elimination from the side of OPZ. Now we're down to 2 teams. That will be down to 2 teams. RLX versus ISSL. This will be a 3 versus a 3. Grenades going in from Razor. Will that connect to RLX? It won't be the case for now. But ISSL resetting their positions. Trying to find a good place to shoot at them or potentially throw some grenades. Because for now, it seems that these 2 teams, they might be running out of resources at this point. Because they have been at a standstill for quite a while. And now, there aren't a lot of buildings left standing in this area. And so, if they want resources, they might not be getting those for now. But ISSL, they are taking a lot of damage from the side of RLX Esports. But however, 1 down. Sana goes down from the side of RLX. Gets knocked out. ISSL, however, they are getting shot at by Dila31 over here. Sana still needing that revive. And so, we might be seeing someone down. Jimmy going down from the side of ISSL. But however, RLX gets traded off as well. Now they need 2 members to be revived. Dyla is the last man standing in this squad. So RLX, they're not doing really well. But so far, trying to get those eliminations in the bag with that vehicle. But will he find it? He will be pushing in. He will be pushing in towards where ISSL is positioned at. But they are the high ground. RLX is in the high ground. Will they get that elimination that they need? And that would be the winner chicken dinner for ISSL NOOB Alliance. And so, that would be the end of our first Miramar match. And that winner chicken dinner going to ISSL NOOB Alliance, it's just such an irony to their name because they are absolutely not a noob with that overall ranking of 1. Match points of 24, total damage of 2,592, total eliminations of 14, and total points of 36. And so, congratulations once again to ISSL. They've been doing really well since the start of the match. And we can see that from the eliminations. Jimmy solo with 6 eliminations to his name all alone. Razor, however, having 2 eliminations. Mamatha having 3. Lucifer having 3 as well. Taking a look at their damage. 800 on the side of both Jimmy and Lucifer. It's just telling of this squad's performance. And now 74 eliminations, 77 knockouts, 8,564 total healings, 5 grenade elims, 50 assists, and 1 vehicle eliminations. Those are the stats for match number 2 for Miramar. And so we will be moving on to a little bit more stats so far. We will be seeing ISSL and RLX comparison for now. Damage going more on the side of ISSL with 2,592 as compared to 2,378 for the side of RLX. Knocks more on ISSL. Eliminations, they're actually equal on 14. And of course, survival time is just a couple of seconds away from each other, and total points more on the side of our chicken dinner winners. But the MVP, however, will go to the side of RLX Stubbs with 7 eliminations and a whooping 1,101 damage and healing of 150. And of course, these are our top fragger. Stubbs, of course, we saw that he had 7. Jimmy had 6. Dila31 from RLX having 5. BT's Thor having 4. And ISSL Lucifer having 3 eliminations. But taking a look at that damage, although Lucifer only has 3 eliminations, he had 800 plus damage. And so he still is part of top fraggers. But here, ISSL, of course, the chicken dinner with 24 points. RLX with 20. SNR having a big drop, however, in 3rd place with 11 points. OPZ with 10. Bullet with 9. Unfazed with 8. Mafia and VIP Omo having 5 each, KH having 4, TGR walking away with 3, Raid Shadow and 2MS having 2 each, TTS, DCM Syndicate, and AKAZAYA each having 1 point. And now VE, NRC, NF Esports, and UFO GAM, unfortunately, they would have 0 points for now. And these are the overall standings. ISSL having the 1st place with 36 points.
OMA with 26, RLX with 23, Mafia with 17, RSD with 15, BT 14, FC with 12, same with Syndicate, SNR, OPZ, and UFOG with 11, UFO with 9, KHTGR with 4, NF with 3, TTS and 2MS with 2, AKZ with 1. Unfortunately, NRC and PX still have 0 points in the leaderboards. And so for these teams, they have to work extra hard in order to place at least a third if they want a chance to taste at that $100 prize pool. And so these are the overall top fraggers so far. We've seen 2 matches, and so far Jimmy bags 10 eliminations cumulatively. Thobs having 7, Sean King having 7 as well as Mug from Oma's with 7 eliminations. Dila with 6 eliminations, and that would be our top 5 top fraggers so far in this tournament. And just taking a look at that damage, actually, the most damage that will go to Sean King. And so that was match number 2. That was Miramar, our first Miramar map for tonight. And we will be going on to match number 3. That would be Sanhok. But before we go to that, of course, we'll be taking a short break. And so for those of you tuning in, thank you so much for the support. But we'll be seeing you in a few minutes, so don't go anywhere.
Once again, we're back to do Paid League Season 3. We just witnessed match number 2 in this Miramar map, the first Miramar map for tonight. And of course, we will be moving on to match number 3, our first and only Sanhok map for tonight. So, of course, we can see that the flight path is a bit biased towards the southeastern part of Sanhok, but still, this is a small map, and so even if you were to walk by foot from one end to another, it's still not gonna be a problem. But what's gonna be a problem, however, is that this match will have 20 different teams. And so, with such a small map and so many players in the game, it might be a little violent in the Sanhok map. No joke. I'm a little bit worried actually because looking at the circle as well, there's a lot of water involved, and that just leaves a little land for anyone to actually move around. And see, I'm just looking at the early game engagements already. BT versus KH inside this building. It seems that KH has 2 knocks on their side, but however, it's not going to be out of the woods. It seems that might be 3 different squads in this area, and so a lot of bloodshed to be had, but still, it's still so early on in the game. Does anyone even have any guns? Look at VNRC with that DBS already, however. And so, with that gun advantage, with that pure advantage, how will VNRC fare? Because so far, they haven't been performing that well in the previous maps, but for now, 1 player down on the side of VNRC, 1 needing that revive, but so far they have 4 eliminations to their name, and we see our first team elimination. RSD gets wiped out completely, but that's not the only team wiped out. KH is also wiped out, and there should be a third one. Because you can see there are 17 teams left, and it seems that the violence hasn't ended just yet. RSD losing 1 member after the other as well, but that was because they got completely eliminated actually. And so, AKAZAYA Esports, they entered the lobby with only 3 members, and so they already have a numbers disadvantage. And seeing that they've landed in this area where there was at least 5 squads lurking about, it's not gonna be a good luck for them. But that's not gonna stop AKAZAYA Esports. They don't have much gear to go around with, but it's enough. It's enough to try to get some face-to-face bullets into the other squads. But right now, behind this wall, there is someone. And will he get that elimination that he needs? Peeking out the window, and some bullets trying to get connected, but so far those sprays won't amount into a knock. But going out of that building, will they get the elimination that they need? Just getting the reposition. AKAZAYA, they have the information that they need. But VE and RC, they need to worry about bullet track behind them as well. And so, this will be a standstill in this area of Sanhok. We already know Sanhok is very small. And so there's not a lot of places to hide, especially with 61 players still standing. And so AKAZAYA Esports alongside VNRC and Bullet Track, they're gonna have a standstill for now. It seems that no one wants to peek, no one wants to risk it yet. But TTS Esports over here, they are out in the open. PX on the other side of this elevation. But it seems that PX will be landing some bullets. But on the other hand, on their side, they need to revive 2 players. Will they get the elimination that they need? But looking at VNRC over here, 1 player left standing. Very low on health as well. But he gets that opportunity to get that heal. But he's not out of the woods, clearly. Because there are 2 squads lurking about. But what VNRC can do right now is wait for those 2 squads to pick each other off. And so that might happen now. AKAZAYA Esports does have 2 eliminations to their name. But Bullet Track is in the area as well. So they have to worry about that. But on the meanwhile, NRC completely gets eliminated from picture as well. So we'll be seeing them in match number 4 for now. But right now, Mahu did get 1 elimination while I was speaking, and that was off cam, and so I wasn't sure which team got picked off. But for now, Bullet Track trying to throw some grenades in, but he won't find the damage that he needs. But Bullet Track, they're not done just yet. PX, however, gets completely picked off from this map, and so
Bullet Track. We're back to Bullet Track. 4 eliminations to their name. They have AKAZAYA Esports in their crosshairs, but will they find that opportunity to pick off their players here behind this wall? There might be potentially a 1 versus 1 between these two teams. But for now, Bullet Track resetting their positions, going on the elevation, going on top of this building. But in this position, will they get the pick? Will they get the pick off that they need? Seems that the answer is no for now, but that won't be true for long, because as this standoff goes off, they will be having a battle outside of the building, and Bullet Track loses 1 member. Now 2 players left standing on their squad, and AKAZAYA 1 player on the red. They need to heal, but that's not gonna stop them from trying to get some bullets into Bullet Track. Aladdin, the last person left standing, 1 versus 1, and that would be the victory for AKAZAYA Esports, and that would be the end of Bullet Track for now. Looking at the other squads, however, SNR tries to get, they probably got a knock on a member of TTS Esports, but these 2 squads, they're getting eaten up by the play zone, so they have to end this standstill as soon as possible. SNR trying to rotate into the area. TTS, Shafu, however, just hiding behind this rock, trying to buy this time. But as time goes on, he will have to go out, and that would be the end of him. That was a numbers disadvantage for Shafu. And so with TTS getting eliminated, that would be 13 teams left standing in Sanhok. Now with 44 players, a lot of these squads are doing well. For example, BT, although they got picked off, they still walk away with 4 points to their leaderboard. And NRC, that goes the same with them as well. But however, AKZ with a 6 points to their name already. So these teams, they're doing really well. They're getting those points that they need for in order to place at least a third place in this tournament. But all the while, OPZ gets eliminated as well. Of course, the Sanhok map, we do expect that the game will go really fast, because this is just it's just quite a small map. But however, knowing that there are 20 teams left in the running in this tournament, however, it's just gonna go even faster than what we expect. And so this is something that's really exciting. It means that everywhere you turn, there is potentially some kind of engagement going on. And so far, that's not happening for now. It's a little bit quiet. We aren't seeing anything on the kill feed. And even in the table, there aren't any health dropping from any of these squads. But taking a look at how they're faring, look at NF Esports. They only have 2 players left in the standing. But all the while, UFO Spot Syndicate gets Cyan eliminated off the picture. And so that's 1 more point to their side. But for now, it seems that no one else from Syndicate will be going down for now, except for Pew Pew. He gets knocked down as well by the hands of UFO. But will that be a complete elimination? It seems that would be the case. Pew Pew also gets picked off. It's so Syndicate should only have 2 players left standing. UFO so far getting 2 eliminations to their name. And so we are in a standstill once again. Syndicate's other players, they are hiding for their lives. They have the numbers disadvantage at this point. UFO having a little bit of a position advantage. They do have the high ground, but so far, the other side of the map, it seems that OMA also has their own battles. But for now, UFO taking their positions rather, trying to get a good position into getting those pickoffs. They know that Syndicate still has 2 members left standing. And so, they're wary. They have to keep their eyes peeled for any potential movement in the area. So, UFO gang trying to find the pickoff that they need, trying to get some eliminations more to their name. But over here, these Unfazed trying to line those crosshairs as well. But he has that trigger discipline. He doesn't want to give away his location just yet. He's out in the open. Shamatu is out in the open. And so, 1 wrong trigger, and that just gives away his location. And he'd have to rotate once again. But VIP Oma, however, They bagged the first winner chicken dinner for tonight. But so far, they have 0 eliminations and they have a little bit of chip damage to their side. But however, at the distance, FX in trouble. They're getting shot at by members of OMA. And so, one after the other going down. Shamatu, will he get eliminated so far? He's just knocked down. And so FX, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. They're getting shot at as well. But Oma manages to get a third knock on their side. And that would be the end. Complete end of FZ for now in the hands of VIP Thoma. Oma, rather. So Oma walks away with 4 eliminations to their name, although they need to revive one of their players. Still, they're a full squad, they're a full roster, and so they're doing really well. They just need to reset and hope that there won't be a third party that swoops in and tries to clean up the mess. But for now, UFO Gang trying to find any potential pickoffs, but I don't think they have information that Syndicate's over there. And now, talking about trigger discipline, that was definitely something that he should not have done. Sky should not have done that because he potentially gave out information that he was in the area. But that's not gonna stop the last member of Syndicate from making a lot of noise with that truck. He's getting shot at, getting punished, but he will hide behind that vehicle. And Orpheus, that would be Orpheus. He manages to avoid all that damage, and so far he's fighting back. And he's gonna rotate out of the area. He has the numbers disadvantage. He knows UFO still has more squad members left standing. And so, with UFO having 3 players still standing, they're doing quite well for now. And so, they will be trying to reset, trying to find any potential pickoffs. But for now, it seems that KH falls in the hands of UFO as well, losing a few members on their side. So far, just taking a look at the table, a lot of squads still have 4 members left standing in their roster. So, namely, that would be ISSL, OMA, RLX, Mafia, and 2MS as well. And a lot of these teams, they also have 3 players left in their squad. That would be namely UFOG, SNR, UFO, AKZ. And of course, unfortunately, some squads only have 1 player left in their roster. That would be Syndicate and NF. And so, speaking of Syndicate, Orpheus here trying to rotate into the area, hiding inside this house, trying to heal himself up and try to potentially survive longer in the game. Because there's not a lot of things you can do as a solo man in the squad. You have to stay alive in order to get those placement points. That's the best thing you can do for your squad at this point. But depending on how confident you are in your skills, you can also try to get those eliminations as well. But over here, speaking of eliminations, ISSL NOOB Alliance's sandbox trying to line up their crosshairs, trying to get some pickoffs on their side, but he won't be finding that just yet. He's prioritizing those trigger discipline, but inside this building, there's a lot of players down. 3 players in Mafia are down, and it's a good thing Rocky is still alive to save them all. But all the while, 2MS gets picked off completely, and now we're down to 10 teams left. 30 players left standing. And so Mafia, they're probably out of the woods. And they have the luxury to revive the 3 down members. And so, seems that OMA and ISSL have a standoff as well. But UFO Gang's Sky is all alone in this position. And so, whatever he's trying to do, it might be because their squad is trying for a split push. But Mafia, they are trying to get their own eliminations to their name as well. But all the while, ISSL gets picked off completely, with Mafia walking away with 6 eliminations to their name. That goes the same with AKZ as well as SNR trying to get those long distance shots. But so far, they only have 3 eliminations to their name. However, they still have the full roster. They still have all 3 members left standing, trying to get some bullets onto RLX from a distance in the bridge. But it seems that they won't be finding the elimination that they need just yet. So, UFO is actually nearby. At the distance from the elevation, whether or not they have the information that SNR is nearby, that's something that we don't know for now. But, talking about long distance, We might be potentially seeing SNR trying to get some bullets into a nearby squad from a distance, but so far they won't be risking that just yet. They will be rotating out of that elevation trying to go into the open field. This is a little bit risky. And as long as no one is nearby, no one is trying to pick them off, that's fine. But if they're wrong with that information, they might be potentially punished. But for now, it seems that they're in the safe because no one's showing up in the kill feed for now. Although, speaking of safe, Oma, they need to revive one of their members. That would be Mug. And that would happen now because Mug is safe and sound for now. But they do need to heal up and hopefully they don't run into any violence later on. But so far, Mafia Gang and AKAZAYA Esports right now, a lot of these teams are doing really well. Mafia has 7 eliminations to their name. UFOG with 6. These teams, they're doing really well in RLX Esports over here, trying to get some more, trying to catch up to those numbers. RLX, however, they're in trouble. One player needing that revive. And so will they be able to revive that player? That's something we'll see later on because AKZ, they are at their throats. They're trying to get into position, trying to find a way to get those eliminations that they need. And so for now, we're at a standstill between these two squads. Grenade in hand, will that connect? It seems that the answer would be no for now because RLX doesn't get any chipped off HP on their side. But all the while, UFO gets one player down from Oma. And that would be 1 elimination to their name. And so far, RLX versus AKZ. This would be a waiting game from both sides. RLX stabs, they still need that revive. And so far, seems that in some other part of the map, NF gets picked off and SNR, they spot RLX as well. They are a third party. SNR over here trying to shoot at RLX. It seems that RLX, they have to see, they have to look from both sides because they are getting shot at from both sides. But for now, SNR, they do get that karma. They get shot at in response. But all the while, RLX versus AKZ, it's not done just yet. Itachi gets knocked down. And all the while, Thabs finally meets his end. Does not get the revive that he needs. AKZ getting that trade-off as well. Gets one knock on the side of RLX. But meanwhile, this circle is stage 5. And once again, this is Sandhawk. This is a small map. And so, this game is going to go by really fast. RLX, they are in trouble. There's only one player left standing that is still healthy. But whether or not they'll get that revive on one player, that's something we'll see later on as well. AKAZAYA Esports, however, Mahu needs that revive. But they do have 8 eliminations to their name. So they went in the lobby with only 3 players left and still they did such a great performance. And so that is something that is really commendable. But for now, speaking of Mafia Gang, they are shooting at members of UFO and those bullets are just taking so long to connect and that was just a little bit frustrating on their part. But Rocky over here trying that reset, trying to find a way, trying to find a potential pickoff from this area. But he doesn't want to give away his location, but he has his crosshairs on the side of UFO on the other side of this river. And so far, Syndicate's Orpheus is still alive and kicking. Still in the game. Still trying to get those placement points for his team. And that's all he can really do for now because getting pickoffs, getting eliminations, that's not a luxury that he has. But Octane over here gets shot at by Mafia and that would be the end for their squad for now. And that goes the same with RLX as well. Now, we have 6 teams left standing. 9 players left and some grenades being thrown at the side of SNR Esports. But SNR Esports, they walk away alive so far, but AKZ, they also get wiped out completely. And so, we are left with Omo, Mafia, SNR, UFOG, Syndicate, and UFO. 6 teams in this very small map. And a lot of them are only 1 player left. And SNR, however, they still have 2 players left. They have the numbers advantage, but first to go down would be Oma. Now we're down to 3 teams actually, with Syndicate getting picked off as well, and one other squad getting picked off. And that would be Mafia as well. And so far, two teams. This would be between SNR and UFOG, with UFO getting picked off as well. SNR, two-man team, UFO, one-man team. And so UFO, they are in a numbers disadvantage, but it's still possible to win. It's still possible to win this, depending on how Sky 26G will execute their plan. But for now, SNR, they're playing it safe. They're playing it safe. They know they have the numbers advantage, but they're not taking that risk. They are going together, and that's just gonna give UFOG a really hard time trying to pick them off, because that damage is gonna split between the two players. And that just gives UFOG a hard time to pick them off. But Levi over here trying to push into the area with that DBS in hand. And so this will be a potential 1 versus 1. But UFOG getting eaten up by that circle, and Levi is taking advantage of that. And so, will this be the end of UFOG? Yes, that would be the case, with Levi putting the last nail in the coffin, and that would be a winner chicken dinner for the side of SNR Esports. And so, these are the stats of our winners for this Sandhawk map. This will be overall rank of 3, match points of 20, total points of 31, total eliminations of 10, and total damage of 1,188. That is on the side of SNR Esports. They are a 3-man team, and so Semi will have 3 eliminations to his name, Levi will 6, and RLC X Flex XOX BST will have 1 elimination to his name. But taking a look at the damage, seems that Semi has 451 damage. And so he is more or less the MVP in their side. And for the overall match summary, we have 68 eliminations, 70 knockouts, 5,740 total healings, 31 assists, and 1 lone vehicle elimination. So, that was the match summary for match number 3, and we're moving on to the comparison. SNR Esports versus MAFIA. The damage going more tipping to the side of MAFIA. Knocks as well on the side of MAFIA. Eliminations, however, they're equal at 10. And of course, survival time goes to the chicken dinner winner, which is SNR Esports. Total points, however, of course, 20 for the side of SNR. And for now, the match MVP goes to Mafia's Rocky with 5 eliminations, 639 damage, 1 assist, 4 knockouts, and 230 healings. So, moving on, we must be able to see the top fraggers of match number 3. That would be SNR's Levi with 6, Mafia Rocky's 5, Mahu with 4, Semi with 3, and UFO's Sky 26G with 3. UFO Sky 26G was the last player standing other than the winner chicken dinner winner. Winner chicken dinner winner. But yes, of course, SNR walks away with 20 points, Mafia Gang with 14, UFO Gang with 13, AKAZAYA Esports with 10, UFO Esports with 9, VIP Omen 7, RLX Esports 6, VNRC and TTS, and DCM Syndicate with Bullet Track with 4 points each. And with 1 point, we have ISSL, Raid Shadow, NF, PRONTORA Esports, and KH with 1. Fortunately, OPZ and 2ME walk away with 0 points. And this is the overall standing. Of course, what matters is the top 3, because ISSL has a total of 37 points. OMA with 33 and SNR with 31. Mafia, however, ties with SNR with 31 points. And so, there are only the top 3 will have a chance of getting a cut out of the prize pool, but still we have $10 for the most outstanding player. And so that is something that these teams should really look forward for and really work hard for. And so these are the overall top fraggers. Of course, in number 1, we still have Jimmy from ISSL with 10 total eliminations. Mug still with 10, although they differ in the damage a bit in the knockouts. Levi with 9, Thabs with 8, and Dilo with 7. And so, that was actually match number 3. That was our first Sandhawk map, first and only Sandhawk map, with the chicken dinner going to the side of SNR Esports. And of course, that game went by really fast. Because can you imagine a small map such as Sandhawk with 20 teams? Of course, we will be seeing a lot of engagements. But so far, That was match number 3. We will be moving on to match number 4, but before that, we will be taking a short break. And so, for those of you tuning in, stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
Once again, we are back to Dew's Paid League Season 3. I am your caster for tonight. My name is Annie, and of course, we just witnessed the first and only Sunhawk map for tonight. And so that was match number 3, and we are gonna move on to match number 4 really soon. And so I'm pretty excited to see how this fourth map will go by because looking at the first 3 maps, actually, there was a lot of early game engagements, and we can maybe credit that to the fact that there are 20 different teams in the running in this tournament. And so, with that kind of map, with that kind of the fact that there are so many players participating tonight, it's something that just makes this game so much more enjoyable. But for now, just taking a look at the number of teams, actually, it seems that there are only 9 in the running for now. There might be one team that missed the lobby. But just taking a look at that flight path going in from Campo Militar all the way in the northeastern part of the map, will be going down towards the southern west side, but a little bit centered in the western side, all down to La Drillera. And so a lot of these places will be accessible to these 20 teams. It might be possible to go to El Pozo, La Cabrera, towards the eastern side as well. Truck stop might be accessible. Graveyard Pecado. Not sure with Los Leones. Maybe if they get a vehicle, that might be possible. But we will find out soon enough where these teams will land. Because so far, it's a little bit tight in this map. There's a lot of players going about. And so, we might, I will just expect that there are a lot of early engagements. And so, that circle will be going down towards the side of Los Leones in the eastern part of the map. And there's a lot of water in that circle, and so that just makes it all the more exciting. There's a lot of players here, and there's little land to go about, and so it's just something so exciting. Oma, however, finding those knocks on UFO so early on in the game, but so far no one gets completely picked off for now. But First Blood, yes, First Blood actually they proved me wrong. First Blood does go to the side of Oma. Will there be a second blood? That's something we'll see later on. But for now, BCM Syndicate, they are nearby ISSL. And so, some of these players, they already have pretty decent guns for this early game. But for now, it seems that off-camp TTS Cloud gets knocked as well. But Syndicate versus ISSL, it seems we're still in a little quiet standoff. None of these players want to risk peeking, but they have to take a move. They have to do something now, because otherwise they would be losing a lot of time. Orpheus, however, going down, getting eliminated completely by the hands of Lucifer. That would be the first pick off on the side of ISSL Syndicate. They only have 3 players left. Taking a look at the table, it seems that NF has missed this match. And so, speaking of which, ISSL finds a kill on another player of Syndicate. Lucifer trying to get those bullets to connect, but he gets hit as well. But ISSL gets that second elimination to their name. And so, the violence continues. Still going down in the side of ISSL. Lucifer needs that heal. And all the while, this other member is trying to shoot at members of Syndicate. Seems that they won't be finding that kill for now. But all the while, TTS gets completely eliminated out of the picture. And so that would be our first squad eliminated from this map. So it's not over just yet. Lucifer jumping into that building, into that window, trying to get those shots to connect. Pew Pew, however, loses that fight, 2 versus 1, and gets knocked down. Now, Cyan is the only one left on the side of Syndicate. And he doesn't have the chance to resurrect, to revive the other players. And so, for now, Mamatha inside this building, 1 versus 1 between these 2 teams, and it looks like Mamatha will be going down as well, but he doesn't go down without taking out Syndicate with him, and that would be the end for their squad for now. But those all the while via Pioma, they are in trouble. There's only one player left standing, Hexel, the lone member of their squad, still in the running, and there's not much you can do when you're all alone. And so what Hexel can do for now, what he can do for his squad, is just stay alive. Stay alive for those placement points, those potential placement points. And if not, if he's confident in his skills, in maybe
keeping himself alive, keeping his position, then maybe he can get those pickoffs as well. Because so far, VIP Oma, they're not doing very well. They only have one elimination to their name, and they are almost eliminated from this match. And so, just taking a look at the other teams as well, ISSL, they're quite low on health, and so they're still trying to recover from a previous engagement. RLX, however, seems that they haven't run into anyone just yet. They do have one elimination to their name, so they must have ran into another squad early on. But RLX, they're just a little bit quiet. It seems actually they might be split up because Dila over here is separated from the rest of his squad. But speaking of squads, look at AKAZAYA Esports here, still with 3 players only in their lineup. But none of them got picked off. However, they still have 0 eliminations to their name. But they are taking position inside this building. They're actually kind of split up between different buildings. And whether or not they have information on the whereabouts of SNR, we'll find out really soon. But for now, it seems that they're just waiting for some more information, some potential pick-offs. Because right now, SNR, they are out in the open. And so this could be a chance for AKAZAYA Esports to get some pickoffs. But for now, speaking of pickoffs, it seems that RSD picks off one member from BT, gets one knockout. But that won't be a confirmation. But how long will that stay true? That's something that we'll find out very soon. That is the question. Because Raid Shadow Club, they are planning to push into this area where BT is. And so, Sinhung, grenade in hand, throws it at the direction of Jimboy. Jimboy goes down, however. That was a good shot. And so, God's Meow, all he has to do is get that confirmation. But for now, he will be throwing another grenade with another grenade in hand. And Dite, however, they have the chance to revive one of their fallen members. Sean King as well needs that revive. And so for now, we'll just have to wait and see what's gonna happen. Because it seems that both teams will try to get those resets in the bag. And inside this door, it seems that God's Meow loses this 2 versus 1. And so with that knock, he needs to get revived by his other players. But for now, it seems that Raid Shadow Club, they're down to 2 members still left healthy in the game. Whether or not they'll get that revive, we'll see later on soon enough. But for now, we'll have to just watch how Raid Shadow Club will respond to BT. Because so far, it seems that our 2 knocked members are completely eliminated as well. That was a confirmation on their side. Sinhang, however, needs that revive as well. Very low on health. So what Andy can really do is just throw grenades at Thor. Try to get that elimination. But so far, that damage isn't connecting. And so Andy, I don't think they have a chance. They have any chance of resurrecting Sinhangta. Sinhangta, as the time goes by, he's losing health. He's losing health very fast. And he's getting guarded by the players of BT, trying to bait him to revive his members. But he's not falling for that. Bullet Track says, well, we're gonna have a standoff here. And we're gonna throw grenades at each other. But in the end, Andy will have the numbers disadvantage. Speaking of which, Bullet Track, they need to revive Thor, and they already lost one member of their team. But so far, they have at least 3 points in the bag for the leaderboards. But over here, UFO Esports, they have 3 eliminations to their name, but they lost Stoned. And so in their roster, there are only 2 players left. And so far, these 2 squads, KH and UFO Esports, they're getting eaten up by the circle. But then again, this is just stage 1, and so it's not something that you should worry about. But if you're talking about resources, you have to conserve your healing kits as much as possible. But still, if you weigh the risk with the benefits, you'll see that getting an elimination is a risk that they are willing to take. And so they spot KH Solis inside the vehicle, and now he's a moving target. And so UFO Esports, will they respond to that information? It seems that won't be the case for now. UFO rotating out of the area with 2 players left standing on their side. But AKAZAYA finds someone walking out in the open, but they won't be able to get that knock that they need. AKAZAYA Esports trying to rotate into the area where SNR is, but however, these two squads, they're getting eaten up by the circle as well. This is stage number 2 of the circle, and if they don't rotate anytime soon, they might just get eaten up because these standstills they might take long, and so that circle just pressures them to move out of the way, to move out of that area. But V and RC attempting a vehicle elimination, but that's not happening for now. So he takes up the gun, tries to get that confirmation that he needs, and confirmation he gets. 2MS Reem goes down by the hands of Storm's V from by Storm from V and RC rather. And see, this is what I'm talking about. The play zone is already taking lives, and it's still stage 2. And so that circle, it just gives pressure to these players. And so that is the end of AKZ. Actually, they got completely eliminated somewhere out there. But for now, TGR Esports doing quite well. They still have 0 eliminations. However, they have all 4 members left standing in their roster. And so, Luffy over here, just checking his scope, trying to see if there's any movement that could potentially be information that he needs in order to get pickoffs, in order to get eliminations to their side. But just look at the leaderboards for now. It seems that there aren't a lot of eliminations so far, which is a bit of change of pace in comparison to the past 3 maps. And so with the most eliminations, however, that would go to the side of NRC so far with 6 eliminations. Lots of teams, however, having 4 to their side. But speaking of eliminations, Crewcott almost getting picked off there. Quite low on health, maybe 30-35%. But FX, they're not done with him. They are in the lower part of this elevation. They don't have the high ground, but still they have the grenades to change that disadvantage to their side. And so FX over here, FX, they still have 3 players left standing. Although Tata got picked off early on, still that's not gonna stop them from trying to get eliminations for themselves, because so far they only have 1. And they have the vehicles that they need to rotate out of the area. So UFO at the distance. Whether or not UNFAZED can get that shot to connect, that won't be the case for now. And right now, that circle is closing in. It's still stage 2, but still, it won't hurt to get an early rotation into the circle. Now, UNFAZED, it seems that they are disengaging for now. There's no bullets going in, and they're prioritizing rotating out of the area. Speaking of rotating, that car definitely rotated. For now, just taking a look at the map, NRC has 2 members that need that revive, although they're doing quite well in terms of eliminations. And seeing the kill feed, something's happening somewhere out there in the map, but that would end with the complete elimination of 2MS, and we have a domination going on. And if I had to guess, it's probably a member from NRC, because look at that amount of eliminations. NRC already with 7. They're doing really well in this map. And so with that snowball, with that momentum on their side, I wonder if they would be able to place maybe top 3, even potentially top 2 or top 1 later on. Because so far, I think the highest amount of points hasn't reached the 40-point mark just yet over here. And Huru, however, trying to get those shots to connect from a distance, but that won't result into any knocks for now. So far, going into the circle, just trying to secure a location and potentially maybe gatekeep something. But Shamatu gets shot at. He is a moving target. He's making a lot of ruckus with his vehicle. And so those bullets are shooting, but Rex won't be landing any of those shots nearby. But Andy, a while ago he was all alone, but at least the squad that had him surrounded actually just disengaged from the area. And so he's out of the woods for now. But Los Leones is being favored by the circle, and we still have so many different squads congregating in the area. And so now, this will be quite fun. This will be a quite fun few minutes in the late game, because these players all those colors, all those players, they'll be forced to face each other sooner or later. And looking at some of these areas in the map, we might be seeing some potential engagements. Look at here in the Impala, there is one member of some squad that needs a revive. That might be Mafia. And of course, taking a look at the kill feed as well, it seems that there are several engagements going on, and KH, they got picked off as well, wiped out completely from the map. Mafia over here, two members needing that revive. Demon, the last person standing in their squad. Will he get that revive? Will he give the revive to his two fallen members? It seems that he has that chance. He has that chance of doing just that. But PX over here, Nedgy, trying to get some shots in the distance, but so far those crosshairs won't find anyone. And Mafia gets completely eliminated. However, he doesn't get the last member of Mafia didn't get the chance to revive his two members, and they get completely picked off. And that was understandable because they were out in the open. It was a risky move. And over here, PRONTORA XERXES. Still 3 members left standing. But 1 member got picked off. But they do have at least 3 points from this map. And so, we're down to 29 players and 11 teams. We are 15 minutes left. 15 minutes in this Miramar map. And we see another picked off team. Another team eliminated. So far, VE and RC doing quite well. And of course, in the previous game, VE and NRC, they were worrying because they weren't doing so well in terms of eliminations, in terms of placement points. But for now, I'm happy to see that they've boosted themselves up just a little bit now. But so far, we're here, PRONTORA XERXES Sauron trying to land some shots, trying to spray at two different, actually not two different squads, but throwing in that smoke, trying to get some cover for his side. BX versus, this would be VNRC actually. So with grenades in hand, potentially, will that land? That won't be the case for now. But ISSL versus VT somewhere in the distance. But VNRC so far with 12 eliminations already, doing quite well. But they lost 2 members. There are only 2 of them left. 2 versus 1. 2 versus 1. They have the high ground. Will this be a victory for VNRC? That will be the case with Sauron going down. And that would be the 13th elimination to their name, and PX completely wiped out of the map. We will be seeing them in match number 5 later on. But for now, it is the victory of VNRC. And speaking of eliminations, FZ also gets eliminated from this map. And so, 21 players, 9 teams. And so far, VNRC, they are the first squad to actually cross the double digits in eliminations for this game. And it's still stage 4 of the circle. And so that's just telling on the performance that VNRC has. And they had that momentum so early on the game. And they are riding that momentum even until now. So they're finally shining on this 4th match. And speaking of which, and SNR over here, Levi, they have the vehicle that they need to rotate out of the area. They have 4 eliminations already. But they're only a 2-man squad for now. OPZ, however, they only have 4 eliminations to their name. But they do have 4 players still on their roster. And so they're securing this area. Inside this circle, they're quite safe for now. But that's not gonna be the case for long, because that stage 4 circle is gonna turn into stage 5 quite soon. In a few minutes. But for now, they can potentially just position themselves inside this building and then gatekeep whoever would try to push into the area. Bullet Track, however, they're also within the circle. And they've secured a really good building inside the circle. And so, once again, they could gatekeep. And that goes the same for other squads that have secured buildings as well within the circle. Okay, just taking a look at the kill feed for now. It seems that UFO versus RLX, it seems that they have run into each other. And so, whether or not we'll see some eliminations, the kill feed will tell us that soon enough. But, RLX, they spot members of that would be VE and RC. They are moving through vehicles, and RLX has spotted them. But so far, no kills and no knocks and no eliminations. And so we're moving on to OPZ actually spotting VNRC, and so that would be a third party. And OPZ, they have a really good location here. They have the information that they need to take down VNRC. So VNRC, they were shot at by a different squad a while ago, and now OPZ will be cleaning up the mess. And so OPZ Sahube trying to rotate into the area, trying to get those finishers, those confirmations. And so will he be able to get that? That is the question now. So, going up to this elevation, he has that car. He can potentially use that car for cover. And so, they might be. Sahub, what is your plan? It's, I'm not actually sure what his plan is. He's just making a lot of ruckus. But so far, another team gets picked off. And now, Sahub, Molotov in hand, gets shot at. That wasn't a good idea. See, I'm not sure what your plan is actually, because they seemed a little unsure on how they would approach getting that kill. But Suhan, however, in the safe place, trying to see if he can pick off members of VNRC from this distance. But VNRC, they are safe inside that building, and Suhan is also getting shot at from a distance and gets knocked completely. And now OPZ, they have one less member standing. Suhan needs that revive, but too soon. It's not too soon for you. They do have the chance to pick off a member of BT on the roof. And that won't be the case for now. But speaking of picked off, RST gets completely eliminated from the picture as well. 21 minutes into Miramar, and now we're down to seven teams. Stage number 5 of the circle. That circle is gonna close in very soon. 30 seconds left on the clock before that circle starts moving, and it will force a lot of squads to rotate into the area. ISSL over here is still alive. 3 players left standing with 5 eliminations to their name. And so they have secured a really good building inside the circle, and so far they are the safest in the area. But going in, trying to rotate into the areas, this yellow squad in the southwestern part of the circle as well. And so ISSL, they do have a vehicle as well. And so UFO Esports, they have the elevation. They could potentially pick off ISSL from where they have secured their location. But will that happen? That is the question that won't be answered for now. But speaking of UFO Esports, going in the lobby with only 3 members, but still they have managed to secure 7 eliminations for themselves. ISSL NOOB Alliance, however, they already had one chicken dinner on their side. And so, will this be a second chicken dinner? It might be possible because they still have 3 players left standing in their roster. And so, OPZ Esports in a little bit of trouble. Sahub getting knocked and another player getting knocked as well. But all the while, SNR sees their end for this map for now. We'll be seeing them in match number 5 later on. And speaking of this match number 4, we are down to 6 teams. 13 players, 22 minutes, almost 23 in this Miramar map. And so, ISSL NOOB, they still hold this location very well. And they are trying to get the pickoffs that they need. But so far, they're not getting the numbers, they're not getting the damage or the eliminations that they need. Some grenades being thrown at the side of VNRC. And of course, OPZ third party getting shot at by RLX as well. But so far, no one is getting that damage done to themselves. There's no one showing up in the kill feed, and so we'll just have to wait for the standoff. Because that circle, it'll force people to come together. But VE gets a shot at OPZ, gets one knock on their side. But seems that V is actually just a one-man squad this time, and Destro is in trouble. He is out in the open, but Storm, he doesn't want to risk peeking for too long, but Destro is in trouble. Destro is in the red, and he gets knocked by the hands of Storm. However, Storm needs that elimination. He needs that finisher, and will he get that finisher? That would be the question. But VNRC's Storm taking that risk, walking in the open area because he has no choice, but he's out for blood, and he will get that elimination that he needs. Those bullets are connecting beautifully. On the side, he gets 2 eliminations to his name, and that is the complete annihilation of BT. Now we're down to 4 teams with RLX getting picked off as well. And so we see another pickup. Speaking of which, OPZ Sahub going down, and that would be the end for their squad as well. Now, 3 teams between NRC, UFO, and ISSL. ISSL so far having the numbers advantage, and they have secured a really good building. But that building won't be safe for long. They have to rotate out of the area if they don't want to get picked off by the play zone. But for now, that circle won't stop them because UFO is out in the open, and ISSL NOOB Alliance, they have a good place to shoot at them. VNRC, however, at the distance, they are all alone, but they do have a car and they do have a boulder to hide behind. But ISSL NOOB, it seems that they will be going for that risk, and they get one knock from the side of UFO as well. So UFO Esports Fioso, the last man standing on their squad, he needs to either revive their down member, and that it seems to be their idea as well. But what they can also do, other than revive their member, is try to pick off everyone else. But so far, the better plan is to revive their other member. And so, back to business. Lucifer gets his positions in place. He is down on the ground, but he doesn't have the high ground. But still, VENRC, they're in trouble. Because UFO and ISSL NOOB Alliance, they're all the way in the elevation. And so, with the low ground, he could potentially get bombarded by utilities. But it will be between Lucifer and 2 members of UFO. And Lucifer goes down, gets knocked. But still, Jimmy and Razor are still up in the running. And so, Jimmy, they have their eyes on VNRC. But still, UFO, they are something that they should be worrying about. And so, they have split their attention to 2 places, but Storm does go down, and that would be the end of NRC. Now, this is between UFO and ISSL. 2 teams left standing. That would be the victory of ISSL, however. And this would be the second winner chicken dinner for their team. And so, congratulations to ISSL NOOB Alliance. They are definitely not noobish. And overall ranking, of course, they have secured the number 1 spot with a total points of 56. They had 9 total eliminations and total damage of 2,381. And of course, match points of 19. And so, we will be looking at the individual stats for each of these players very soon. And of course, Lucifer gets 3 eliminations with 959 damage. Jimmy also impressive numbers with 920 damage and 4 eliminations. Razor having 427 with 1 elimination, and Mamatha having 75 damage and 1 elimination. It seems that actually Mamatha was picked off quite early on, and so that's understandable, but still, the contribution that each of these members gave to their team, it's absolutely commendable. It's of course 69 eliminations, 82 knockouts, 8520 total healings, 4 grenade eliminations, 32 assists, and 0 eliminations for this Miramar match. And so those are the overall match summary of our match number 4, and we're moving on to the comparison. NRC versus ISSL. NRC and ISSL so far maybe a little bit balanced in the damage, but the knocks goes on to tip to the side of NRC. And eliminations, wow, 16 eliminations to the side of NRC. Survival time, just a few seconds off. NRC got picked off 3rd as well. So this is the match MVP. Vesto RMNRC. Oh, Storm NRC with 9 eliminations, damage of 1,226. That's the reason why Storm is smiling right now, because that's a lot of damage to his side. Coming in second is UFO's Revo Fadu with 890 damage and 5 eliminations. A huge drop from the 9 eliminations of V-Storm. Egelion, however, getting 5 eliminations as well with 819 damage. Jimmy with 920 damage and 4 eliminations. Coming in 5th is Lucifer with 959 damage and 3 eliminations. Those are our top 5 fraggers of match number 4. So far, the match rankings, of course, NRC with 16 eliminations even surpasses the amount of points that you get for winning a winner chicken dinner. Placement points with 5 and total points of 21, even beating ISSL NOOB Alliance by 2 points because they got 19 points from this match. UFO Esports getting 15, OPZ 11, RLX with 10, Bullet Trek with 5, as well as SNR Esports, UFO Gam with 4, Prontora X Esports with 3, Raid and KH having 2 each, Mafia, DCM Unfazed, CGR VIP having 1 each, 2MS, TTS, and DCM Syndicate, however, they walk away with 0 points for this match. And taking a look at the overall standings, eyes on the top 3. ISSL so far holding on to that number 1 spot with 56 points. RLX with 39, and third place would go to SNR with 36. And nearby, almost surpassing the third place, would be OMA with 34, UFO with 33, and Mafia with 32. And these other teams, they just need one more really good game to boost themselves up at least the top 3. But for those that are maybe still in the 20s, in the line of 20s and 10s, and even in the single digits, it might not be so possible anymore. Because this match number 5, this last Erangel map, this will be the last chance for these 20 teams to prove themselves. To prove themselves worthy of the prize pool, that is. And so, that was match number 4. That was Miramar map, and of course that was the ISSL's chicken dinner. The second chicken dinner. But before that, this is the overall top fraggers. Jimmy having 2,330 damage with 14 eliminations. Levi coming in second with 10. That goes the same with Revo Fadu with 10. Mug from VIP. Oma with 10. V-Storm and RC with 9 eliminations. From a single game, that is. And they managed to put themselves into the overall top fraggers from just one game, which is an amazing, that's just a different kind of performance coming in. And so that was match number 4. We are finally down to the last match, match number 5, the last Erangel map of this tournament. And so before we head to match number 5, of course, we will be taking a short break. And so for those of you tuning in, thank you so much for watching. But we will be seeing you in a few minutes after the short break.
Once again, this is Dew's Paid League Season 3. We have just witnessed match number 4, the second Miramar map, and we will be witnessing later on match number 5, the last Erangel map, and the last map for this tournament. And so we will be moving on right away to the flight path of Erangel. And so coming in from the southeastern part of the map, going into the central north part of Erangel. This flight path is a bit biased towards the northeastern part of Erangel, and so a lot of these places aren't so accessible. For example, Ferry Pier Quarry, Primors, Georgia Pool, Hospital, and especially Zarki as well. Don't think these teams, unless they are willing to get some vehicles and drive to those places, I don't think it's that accessible. And so what's gonna be funny is if the circle would go towards the western part of the map. And so if that happens, that would be quite funny because that would give the players a hard time. They would have to secure a lot of vehicles as well. And so just seeing the trend from these last 4 maps actually, since there are 20 teams in this tournament. So this map will be a little bit tight, but for now I was speaking about that circle. That circle is actually favoring the flight path, and so these players won't be having that much of a hard time for now. But actually, I saw some shots being fired just early on in the map. And so we have 61 players that entered this squad. It seems that there are 4 squads, the 4 teams that didn't want to join this game. And so that's understandable, especially those who probably knew they didn't have a chance of bagging the at least top 3 in the rankings. And so for now, it seems UFO gang, they find their first elimination, but KH Esports is in trouble. They already lost 1 member, and Toma is in the red, and they are getting hunted down. Anish and Soli, they are getting hunted down by another member from above this building. And so Anish gets a clean getaway, but how long can he stay that way? We don't know just yet. But for now, KH walks away. But that will be long, 1 versus 1, and Anish wins that, takes down Scott, slaps him. And that is a complete elimination to their side. That would be the second elimination to the side of KH Esports. Now, one after the other, actually, that was 61 players left standing a while ago, and now we have 56 left. BT completely getting eliminated. And that would be the end for their squad for the whole tournament. And so, we'll just have to see how they will fare in the leaderboards later on. But for now, PX, they are in trouble. Very, very in the red, losing a lot of health. But he gets away so far. But UFO, they're not stopping there. They're not stopping there. They're not allowing him to get away without their eliminations to their name. And so far, here, Era Easy 5G. Will he find PX's members behind these shipping containers? Because so far it seems that their squad isn't having a lot of luck running into them just yet. And these shipping containers, they're making it quite hard. But on the side of PX, it's easy for them to kind of evade their side. But all the while, FZ rather gets eliminated from the picture. Speaking of eliminations, it seems that PX gets eliminated as well. Will that be a complete elimination of their team? Yes, that will be. And now we're down to 13 teams. This map is going quite fast. And I told you guys from the start that there is a pattern in this tournament. These 20 teams, they love those early game engagements. And so 4 minutes into the game, we're down to 50 players left. And look at the top 3 teams. They are down by health by so much. And so these teams, they want to end it quickly. They want to go to sleep. And so, Mafia Gang over here, they are up here in a very elevated area. And whether or not they'll get the eliminations that they'll need, that's the question that needs to be answered. Because UFO is down there in the shipping containers. Of course, they did pick off PX. But Mafia Gang, if they were there a while ago, of course, they should have heard the gunshots. So they know. Rocky here knows that UFO is in the vicinity, and actually, the members of UFO, they're
quite visible, running around the shipping containers. But Rocky over here doesn't want to give his his location that soon. And so it seems that Mafia Gang, they have an idea here. They're cooking an idea here. They have UFO surrounded. And so, when will they execute this plan? Something that I would like to know very soon. And so, UFO, they're just kind of running around the shipping containers. All the while, Mafia Gang, they're biding their time, trying to communicate with each other, trying to see if there is a good time to strike to get the UFOs, all four members of UFO in one fell swoop. So far, they're not executing that plan just yet. They still have zero eliminations, and so they have to move. They have to do something to change that. So far, looking at the teams, UFOG and TGR, they both have 4 eliminations to their name. KH having 3, and all the while, Mafia finds 1 kill from UFO, 1 down actually, but Rocky gets shot at as well, gets spotted by members of UFO, and he's an easy target. He's an easy target from this elevation, from this up high, and still getting shot at. But UFO, they're not faring that well either. They need to revive one of their members. And so far, that's not happening, but it looks like there will be one player from UFO coming to the rescue. Rocky trying to line up his crosshair, trying to see if he can get a pick off, but that won't be possible for now. Rocky needs to heal up. And so, Mafia over here, still 0 eliminations. Nothing fruitful happening from their plan here of surrounding UFO. And so, still, in the other parts of the map, it seems nothing much is happening except for RLX. They do need to revive one of their members, and one of their members is low on health as well. So we might be seeing a potential engagement on their side. But for now, our eyes are on UFO versus Mafia. So far, not much is happening, but UFO, they do have 4 eliminations from their pick-off on PX. And so Mafia, they have to start moving. They have to do something. They have to do something because the circle is eating them up. But all the while, OPZ gets 1 pick off on RLX. RLX is in trouble. They lost 2 members. They need 2 members to be revived. And whether or not they have the time to revive their players, they have the safety to revive those members, it seems that answer would be yes, because they managed to revive 1 member. But TTS, however, they spot V and RC as well. But UFO versus Mafia, it's not over just yet. None of them getting the eliminations that they need. So UFO has resorted to the grenades, throwing at it at where Rocky is, but it doesn't land where they need it to land. And their squad, these 2 squads, they're getting eaten up. They have to decide soon enough. Will they stay and try to pick off one after the other, or will they rotate out of the area and cut their losses? It seems for now, they will be taking the risk of trying to eliminate the other squad inside this area. But for now, Raid Shadow Club, they find their own engagement as well against TTS. Throwing in those grenades, one after the other. TTS goes down to the grenades, to the explosions. Aku going down first. TTS, the other members, is not doing well as well. But on the other hand, Sinhang, those grenades are dealing a lot of damage. Will that be a complete elimination? That won't be the case for now. But Shafu needs to be revived by his other members, but they don't have the luxury of doing that. They are out in the open field. And so Raid Shadow Club, all they have to do is bombard them. Absolutely bombard them with a bunch of grenades. And so Raid Shadow Club, there's still 4 members left standing. All the while, TTS gets completely wiped off in their hands. Raid Shadow Club walks away with 3 eliminations to their name. All the while, OPZ over here, they lost 2 players already. But they still have a chance. They still have 2 players left standing. And so, with 39 players left, 12 teams, not even 10 minutes into this Erangel map, of course, I told y'all to expect that this game would go quite fast, fast-paced with a lot of violence involved, because OPZ over here, they are nearby RLX, and RLX is using their vehicles. They're making a lot of noise. And OPZ Sports, they have information. But Mashi over here, very nearby RLX. Very nearby. And so, does RLX have a plan? Does OPZ have a plan? That's the question now. Thabs is getting shot at by the member of OPZ, but behind this wall, will Dila find the kill that he needs? One after the other, just sidestep, just sidestep. He sees it, he gets a clear shot, but that was not happening. Come on! Tila 31, did he lag? What just happened there? He had such a clear shot. But okay. Anyways, for Dila over here, he spots another member of OPZ from above that roof. And so he resorts to throwing grenades to his area. Suhan is in trouble. And that grenade's not it's not doing it, and it does the job, and that is a complete annihilation of OPZ with their last member Zuhan going down by the hands of RLX Esports grenade. So RLX, for now, they have 4 eliminations to their name. And so far, there's still 11 teams that have a chance of placing a bunch of points into their leaderboards. They have a chance to boosting their placement on the boards. And so for now, BGR Esports, they already have 4 eliminations, 36 players still left standing, 11 teams in the running. And so from a distance, they could potentially pick off 3 different squads. UFO. But speaking of pickups, it seems that TGR gets picked off by KH. They did not know all the better that KH had their eyes on them. And so Dika, they're going in for that revenge kill. Soli gets away with a slither of life though. But TGR, they need to revive one of their members if they want to keep their 4-man team, but they have the luxury of chasing and reviving their players. And KH meets their demise with the death of their last member, but NRC, that goes the same to them as well. Now we're down to 9 teams, 31 players left standing. So just taking a look at the table, seems that a lot of these teams still have 4 players left. UFOG, TGR, ISSL, 2MS, OMA as well. They all have their maximum amount of players still alive and healthy. But on the other hand, RLX, RSD, and UFO, they only have 3 members left, but they still have a good chance of surviving. That won't be the same kind of advantage for Mafia, however. Mafia's 1 member is hanging on by a thread. He needs that heal. And there are only 2 left. And so their chances of survival, it's not the same as the other squads. But for now, speaking of survival, TGR throws a grenade and they get 1 knock that they need. UFO Esports in trouble. They need to revive one of their members. Now there's only 2 members left. 1 more left standing. And with that confirmation on both of their other members, it seems that Fioso is the only one left that can have, that is the hope of their team. The hope of even placing any more points to their name. So Fioso has to heal here because he got bombarded with a bunch of grenades, and he needs to heal up and get those HPs up before he can face the other members. And that headshot from the side of TGR, that would be the end of UFO for now. So with that elimination, TGR walks away with 9 whole eliminations for their squad. So far, the best performing team in terms of eliminations. But Raid over here, Raid with 3 eliminations to their name. All they need to do is find some players in order to really place some kills to their name. But for now, we're just taking a look at this circle, going at it at Yasnaya Poliana. But it'll close in on the mansion very soon. And we can see that there are some buildings here and there, but that will all depend on where the next stage of the circle will go. But for now, Mafia gang getting eaten up, and there are only 2 people left in their team. Aslan, however, they need to heal up, and that's just what they're gonna do for now. And a Demon, he needs to heal as well. Because this is stage number 2, they don't need to worry about the damage so much just yet. But still, that damage is gonna add up, and they have to rotate into the mansion soon enough. And so, 28 players left, 8 teams left standing in the running. And so far, a lot of these squads are still a 4-man team. And some of them, RSD and RLX, to be specific, have 3 people left standing. And of course, we saw Mafia a while ago. There are only 2 left. And so, these teams that are still alive, they have to secure a really good location in order to prepare for any future engagements. Talking about eliminations, however, Mafia, 2MS, and OMA, they need to get some kills to their name if they want to boost themselves on the leaderboards. And so far, TGR, they're doing the best performance out of all these squads in terms of eliminations. And so ISSL NOOB Alliance, they're saying we want those kills as well, but still we have secured the first place, and so they can still be a little bit complacent, but still it doesn't hurt to try to get more kills on their side and then potentially get the third chicken dinner for their squad. But over here, 2MS, they're not doing very well. They have 0 eliminations to their name, and so far, what's going good for them is that at least they have all 4 members left standing, and they have a chance of picking off some of these moving vehicles in the distance. But so far, they won't be finding the eliminations that they need. TGR Esports, however, they are in their vehicles. They are probably planning on rotating into another area because this is an open field. It's not a good place to really settle down. And so for now, it seems TGR Esports will be trying to get to secure another location. And of course, from a distance, you can actually see UFOG somewhere out there in the eastern part of in the east way of Carnage over here. So whether or not they'll run into each other, that would be the question that will be answered later on. But for now, VIP OMA, they had some good runs in the previous maps, but for now they still have 0 eliminations to their name. They probably haven't run into anyone just yet, but hopefully that will change because so far they have secured a really good location. They are already in the mansion. They've secured a good place, a good building. So all they need to do is wait, because those squads outside of the circle, they will be forced to move in sooner or later. And the fact that VIP OMA has already secured a really good place in the mansion where the circle will be closing in, it just gives them a little bit of an edge for the late game. But so far, taking a look at the map, Mafia is quite far from the mansion, even just crossing Yasnaya Poliana. And so we can see that TGR is also closing in to the location where UFO and ISSL is currently are. But ISSL, they are currently watching RST, potentially VIP OMA as well. Actually, they're all looking sideways because ISSL, they're completely surrounded. But you can only focus on one thing at a time and getting all the information that they need. That's something not an easy that's not an easy task to do. And so right now, some bullets being fired by the side of Lucifer, but those moving vehicles, they're moving targets, and they need those eliminations. ISSL Noob Alliance, if they want to keep their spot in the top one, they need those eliminations in the bag. TGR Esports is challenging just that, and will those bullets connect? And that won't be the case for now. ISSL, however, finds another knock on the side of RSD. And so, RSD, how are you faring? It looks like they are down to 2 members left. And they only have 3 eliminations to their name. And so, we see another knock as well. Remaining 27 players and 8 teams left standing in this last and final map of the tournament. So, Raid Shadow Club, they have 3 eliminations to their name, but they only have 2 players left standing. And VIP OMA, all the while, they have secured a really good area in this mansion. But Raid Shadow Club, they managed to infiltrate the area, try to get a good location as well. And so what everyone's doing right now is just checking their scopes, trying to see if they can find any kind of information that they can potentially use. VIP OMA over here, they need those eliminations. Because so far, they're not having a lot of luck getting those shots in. But the good thing is that they're probably gonna survive for quite a long while because they are practically inaccessible to these other squads. But that just means a disadvantage to them. If they don't take that risk and going out into the open, they won't get the kills that they need as well. But over here, TGR Carnage getting picked off as well. And that's not looking good for TGR. It seems that they are down to 3 members. And so 2MS actually, they're not faring well as well. They have two members that need that revive. TGR Esports, grenade in hand, actually smoke in hand. Will that help them? Will that help them go against the members of 2MS? 2MS inside the building. They have the location advantage, but TGR Esports, they are out in the open. But still, he will get some bullets in. TGR Boyka, very low on health and also getting eaten up by the circle. But he manages to heal just in time. So, Dika over here spots a moving vehicle, tries to get them shot in, but Playzone eats up another member of 2MS, and so they are down. They are down to 3 members left. And so, actually, with one more finisher, there's only 2 people left on the side of 2MS Esports, but they are out in the open. They have a boulder and a car for cover. But how long can they hold out? That is the question. That's something we'll see later on. But TGR, wow, that shot in that shot from Mafia gets a finisher on the side of 2MS with that beautiful grenade hitting the 2 last members of 2MS point blank. ISSL NOOB Alliance, how are you doing? It seems that they have 4 eliminations to their name and they have secured a really good building within the circle. That would be within the mansion. But Trade Shadow Club, they're not doing really well. They only have 1 member left standing. They are at risk of being completely eliminated from the map, but so far they walk away with 1 member still standing. And so VIP Oma, however, they were forced to move out of their position because they are getting eaten up by the circle. The circle did not favor them for this long. And so still going well for them is that they have 1 elimination to their name. And over here, TGR, however, finds another knock on their side. Would that be a complete confirmation? We'll just have to wait and see. TGR Esports with 12 eliminations to their name. To think that the placement points for a winner chicken dinner stand is just telling on the performance that TGR is showing us over here. But RST Esports gets completely eliminated from the picture as well. We're down to 6 teams. Dika over here trying to get those shots, trying to get those sprays in on the side of UFO Esports. But UFO, they are circling around like the UFOs they are, and they manage to get away, but not for long. They are under red. 2 members of UFO are under red now. They're throwing in some smokes, trying to see if they can get some cover in the bag. Over here, VIP Oma's point of view, it seems that they have 2 members that need revive, and that will be a third if TFUE doesn't get away from all that damage. But now they see UFO Esports, they're very nearby, and this would be a close combat battle. It seems that UFO Esports is behind this car, and they got the elimination that they need. VIP Oma completely wipes out UFOG from the equation. Now we're down to 5 teams. This will be between TGR, Oma, ISSL, and RLX ISSL. Still 4 members left standing in their team, so they have the numbers advantage so far. How long will that stay true? How long will that stay true? But it looks like TGR, they are getting bold, walking into the Lion's Den. Dika very low on health, but he manages to heal themselves early on. But now, Oma over here gets picked off, and now we're down to 4 teams. 11 players left. ISSL NOOB still secured this building, and so they have some kind of advantage. But on the other hand, they don't have the eliminations that they need. They only have 4 eliminations as compared to, say, TGR with 15. And of course, RLX with still the same amount of eliminations, still 4, and Mafia having 3. Although Mafia not faring well with only 1 member left, but TGR is getting shot at. But they won't get eliminated for now. Razor on the other hand, on the roof, trying to see if he can get some pickoffs, but actually, what was he doing? He's just... Okay, here we go. He spots Dika from a distance. Dika gets into the vehicle. He gets shot at by Razor, but Razor doesn't get the confirmation that he needs. Doesn't get that knock that he needs. But Dika over here. Dika goes down, gets knocked down. Boyka is also in the red, and looks like we'll be losing Dika from the game. And Boyka, he still can heal themselves up, and still... TGR, they are still a 2-man squad. They still have a chance. Shoots at Mafia. That spray doesn't land, however. Now, look at the amount of eliminations that their squad has. That is 17. That is a momentum. That is great momentum from their side. But over here, Lucifer throws a grenade, but doesn't land on where he needs it to land. But those shots land, however, speaking of which, Lucifer gets completely eliminated. And that would be the end of ISSL. TGR Esports still alive and kicking. Luffy has the chance for a second life. And now, still two members on TGR. They are surviving 17 eliminations. That's absolutely crazy. And so over here, Mafia's Aslan behind this tree, the last lone member standing on their squad, attempts a peek. And that smoke's going up. And Luffy takes the chance and throws some sprays into their direction. But Aslan doesn't go down. Aslan doesn't need to go down just yet. But they have to worry about RLX as well. RLX, they have information now. They know where TGR is because they had made a lot of ruckus. Actually, RLX is shooting at the members of TGR because they are out in the open for now. And Mafia over here, very, very low on health. But they managed to heal just in time. But that won't be true for long. RLX, from the distance, from this elevation, tries to get them sprays on. Gets Luffy, gets Boyka. Will that be a confirmation for their whole team? It seems that this will be between RLX and Mafia for now. 2 versus 1. Mafia is outside of their circle. He's gonna get eaten up sooner or later. So this might be a winner-winner chicken dinner for RLX because Mafia, I think I know what Mafia is thinking. Mafia is denying that elimination from RLX. And he has one kit left. RLX, all they need to do is stay alive pretty much. But RLX, they are trying to get some damage and trying to get those eliminations. And with that final bullet, RLX Esports walks away with the final chicken dinner for this match, for this tournament. So RLX Esports with an overall ranking of, we will find out soon enough, match points with 19, total damage of 1,870, total eliminations of 9, and total points of 58. Congratulations for bagging the last chicken dinner of this tournament. And so, moving in for the individual stats of these players. Dila, having 5 eliminations, Destro-san with 1, Sana with 3, and Thabs with 0. Thabs did get picked off early on, but still, Sana having 800 plus damage, Dila with 778, Destro with having 228. That is crazy performance from their side. And so these are the winners of the winner chicken dinner for this final map. And so 59 total eliminations, 60 knockouts, 7,643 total healings, grenade limbs of 6, 29 assists, and 1 lone vehicle eliminations for this match number 5. That is the match summary for final Erangel map. Comparing TGR to RLX, TGR does bag 2.5k damage as compared to the 1.8k damage of RLX. Nox definitely going to the side of TGR. Eliminations 17. And so with the Nox and eliminations, you can expect there might be some kill steals going on, but still what matters is that the eliminations are the ones that go on to the leaderboard. And so with the match MVP, it will go to Dika with 7 eliminations and 1 point shy from the 1,000 point mark on damage. 3 assists, 5 knockouts, 0 throwables, and 311 healing. Of course, survival time of 23 minutes and 56 seconds. And these are your top fraggers. Of course, number 1 goes to Dika. Number 2, however, goes to Dila from RLX with 5 eliminations and 778 damage. Luffy from TGR coming in 3rd with 5. UFO's Krukao getting 4. And RLX's Sana having 3. And so just taking a look at their damage, Dika definitely has the highest with 999. But coming in 2nd is actually Sana with 864. And so, match rankings of our match number 5, TGR. Although they did not bag that chicken dinner, they still walk away with 22 points because of their 17 eliminations. Coming in 2nd is RLX Esports with 19, UFO Gang with 10, Mafia Gang with 9, ISSL with 8, That goes the same with VIP OMA with 8, Raid Shadow with 4, KH Esports with 3, VNRC and 2MS with 2 each, OPZ, TTS, UFO, and Bullet Track with 1. And unfortunately, we actually saw that there were 4 teams that the the lobby, and so we might expect that of course they will be walking away with a 0 points. And overall MVP of the grand finals match number 5 will be none other than ISSL Jimmy with average eliminations of 3.2, average damage of 530.8, average assist of 1.4, average knockouts of 2.2, matches 5, and average healing of 281.6. So congratulations to ISSL Jimmy for a wonderful overall performance in this tournament. So these are the overall top fraggers. Of course, Jimmy we saw a while ago with 16 eliminations. Dila, however, coming in second with 13. Vestorms from NRC having 11. Mug from VIP Omi having 11 as well. And Dika having 10. And so these are your top 5 fraggers for this tournament. And so congratulations for a job well done. And so that was the last match for this tournament. Match number 5, Erangel. That chicken dinner went to Arlex Esports with a total points of 19. That was the last chance of all of these teams to even bag a chance of getting to at least the top 3 and tasting that sweet, sweet $100 prize pool.
Second
And
runners
so
up.
we will be seeing the winners soon enough, but for now, we'll just have to wait and see. Because I'm quite excited to see who will be getting the second runner up. And that second runner up will be going to VIP OMA with 1 winner chicken dinner, 26 eliminations, placement points of 16, and total points of wow 42. Congratulations to VIP OMA for bagging the second runner up. And those of you who are supporting VIP OMA, make some noise in the comment section because your faves just walked away with their second runner up prize pool. So of course, I'm still excited to see who will be the runner up, and that would be none other than RLX Esports. 1 winner chicken dinner with 38 eliminations, 20 placement points, and total points of 58. And so that was good. That was good because RLX Esports did bag that last chicken dinner, and of course that just boosted their way up into the first runner up. So what I'm really excited to know is if the team that I have in mind will be the champion for tonight, because they have been very consistent and they won multiple winner chicken dinners. And so right now we will be seeing that who will be the champion, and it will be none other than of course ISSL NOOB Alliance. My prediction was right. And of course, actually, I don't think anyone was surprised because they had 2 chicken dinners, 35 eliminations, 29 placement points, and 64 total points. Now, this is actually a very consistent playstyle from ISSL NOOB Alliance. They were consistently performing very well across all 5 matches. And so that just congregated into the 64 total points that bagged them the champions rank for this tournament. And so congratulations to ISSL NOOB Alliance and of course RLX Esports as well and VIP OMA for bagging the top 3 ranks of this overall standings. And of course for those in the top 4 below, you can see your faves. Very sad for Mafia. They're only 1 point away from OMA, but still we can only have 3 winners for this tournament. And so for the other teams, better luck next time. Hopefully we can see you in another tournament and hopefully you'll fare better. But for now, this is the victory. The spotlight is on ISSL, RLX, and OMA. And so congratulations to our winners for tonight. And of course, thank you so much for participating. And those of you supporting your favorite teams, thank you so much for stopping by as well. And of course, to everyone involved in making this tournament possible, thank you so much as well. And once again, this is Deew's Paid League Season 3. That was the conclusion of our tournament for tonight. Once again, I am your caster, Annie. Thank you so much for supporting the stream, and I hope to see you soon enough once again. Goodbye for now.